Siena College has Democratic incumbent Bob Casey leading Republican challenger Dave McCormick by just 4 percentage points, 48 to 44%. The survey was of 857 likely Pennsylvania voters reached by phone last week. The margin of error, 3.3%. TV and radio commercials have flooded the airwaves in recent weeks for the candidates, but following their first debate in Harrisburg on October 3rd, McCormick has been gaining ground. Former President Barack Obama came to Pittsburgh last Thursday, not only to show support for presidential candidate Kamala Harris, but also Casey. The two Senate candidates will have a second debate this Thursday in Philadelphia. Rob Taylor, News Radio, KDKA.
President Joe Biden was in Florida Sunday surveying the damage from Hurricane Milton, and he spoke in St. Petersburg.
Moments like this, we come together to take care of each other, not as Democrats or Republicans, but as
this
Americans.
Thursday in Philadelphia.
Americans who
Rob
need
Taylor,
help.
News Radio, KDKA.
President Joe Biden was in Florida Sunday
and
surveying the damage. $12 million in federal assistance to regions affected by both Hurricanes Milton and Helene. Aliquippa police arrested over the weekend a man and a woman wanted on felony charges. Wesley Matthews and Bobby Joe Hutchinson are accused of assaulting a police officer in Scottsdale and were transported to Westmoreland County on Sunday. In observance of Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day, federal, state, and county offices and courts are closed. Banks are closed as well as post offices. There'll be no mail delivery or collection. Garbage is being collected on regular schedule. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 46 points at 42,818. The Nasdaq up 196, and the S&P is up 39 points. KDKA Sports, Penguins Canadiens tonight at Montreal. The Bills visit the Jets on Monday Night Football. Baseball playoffs, Mets, Dodgers, LA up 1-0 in that series. And the Guardians and Yankees open the ALCS in New York. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. For your perfect new roof and a lifetime warranty, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:03. Recently lost health insurance or don't have health insurance through an employer? Contact Dina Schmid at One Health Benefits, 724-799-8873. It's 50 and overcast in Pittsburgh. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
At Baths R Us, we're terrible roofers. We stink at installing siding. And don't ever call us for your kitchen remodel. But if you want a stunning, beautiful bathroom makeover in just 2 or 3 days, now that's when you want to call us. See, unlike most contractors these days, we offer only one service, bathroom remodeling. We don't spread ourselves thin by doing roofing or siding and a bunch of other stuff. Nope. At Baths R Us, we dedicate every company resource into mastering the craft of bath transformations. It's why we're the Midwest's biggest 5-star family-owned bathroom company. And it's why we have the happiest customers. Just check out our Google reviews. Baths R Us. We're terrible roofers, but we're awesome bathroom remodelers. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, loan to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us. Where dreams soak in.
Hello, this is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. Like many people, my life has had some interesting twists and turns. I was a Class A member of the PGA of America and a golf pro for over 20 years. Got to work with the original developers at Nevillewood and kicked it off by playing the opening round with Jack Nicklaus. Pretty cool, huh? In 1997, I decided to trade in my PGA for my CFP and became a certified financial planner professional. It was one of the best decisions of my life. The best was marrying Barb 42 years ago. We have 2 wonderful children, Lester and Sarah. Both of them work with me here at Botkin Family Wealth Management, an independent financial planning and investment firm. We formulate plans to carry our clients from the investing years into the retirement years. Visit BotkinFamilyWealth.com to learn more about our dedication. We look forward to meeting you.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Private Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. PAG and Botkin Family Wealth are separate entities from LPL Financial.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up, my friend?
All right. Thank you, Marty. Good morning. A big reminder that Pittsburgh Public Works has announced they've closed the southbound or outbound side of the Glenwood Bridge through 6 p.m. on Friday, the 18th. So a week's worth of work there. And then the northbound side or inbound side will close next week. That's from 6 p.m. October 20th through 6 p.m. on Friday, October 25th. There is a posted detour for vehicular traffic, and Pittsburgh Regional Transit's 56th Lincoln Place route buses are being detoured. 6 stops are also temporarily discontinued during this project. Riders can log on to rideprt.org for more info. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will be mostly cloudy, blustery, and much cooler than recent days with a couple of showers and a high just 53. Mostly cloudy tonight with a passing shower and a low of 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I'm with Joe Potocnik, JP Roofing and Siding, with an exciting opportunity.
Normally, Larry, we offer $500 off any complete roofing and siding replacements. For the fall promotion, we're offering an additional $500 off.
Joe, that's $1,000.
That's right, Larry.
You better call today. The roofing experts, JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711, 412-829-7711. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
If you're experiencing low energy, brain fog, or bloating, then your body might need a detox. Active Liver from New Nordic makes it easy to help your liver to detox your body all year long without major changes to your diet or lifestyle.
It's the Big K Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest 3 stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Well, we got the governor live here in a few minutes. Big news. We're talking about America and Christopher Columbus. Big news. And we're talking about life and death and dealing with life and death and the struggle to do so. And I wanted to start this show with how real this becomes for people as we get caught up in yelling and screaming at each other about politics. But in the real world, in the world I live in the world you live in, there are more significant things. Family being front and center. And when, quite frankly, when Christy reached out to me a couple weeks ago to help search for a missing man, and then we talked to Mark a couple weeks ago about the search for his missing brother. We'd hoped for, well, he had a fight with his wife. He went on a trip by himself, and they'll find him somewhere down the road. We hoped. And then it got frustrating. We couldn't get response from the local police. We couldn't get a response from the state police. And then the horrific news came over the weekend with the death of this wonderful man, wonderful husband, wonderful brother, wonderful community leader. David Kimberly is dead. And I wanted to start the show. With that, to understand that in the midst of the madness of the world we're living in, politics becomes trivial when your brother is dead. And that's a fact. Mark Kimberly, good morning, sir. How are you holding up?
I'm doing.
There's so many emotions for you. Tell our audience how difficult this whole process has been for you, sir.
It's been a fight from get-go. It's kind of hard to even explain it. It's more like a nightmare. It don't go away.
It really is. And there's no way in hell, no one deserves to be murdered, but there's no way in hell your wonderful brother deserved this fate. Is there, sir?
No. Not at all.
You have been...
God.
You have been... we've been engaging with him for weeks now, trying to get some attention to this. And I think we had some success doing that, but I don't think it was quick enough. I don't think the response was quick enough. I don't think law enforcement cared quick enough. Do you, sir?
No. Not at all. Not at the beginning. Now they are.
And at the beginning, and let's be frank, it wasn't the state police, but law enforcement in the community made crude comments that he was probably in Mexico partying, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And in essence, blowing this off, did they not?
Yes.
Why did that transpire, and what kind of stress did that put you under, sir?
It kind of just lit a fire, and I just had to keep going.
And you did. You never gave up, did you, sir?
I kept saying from the beginning, if we find the van, we find my brother. And that was like the central point.
And that is what happened. What the hell went wrong in his life that this happened to him? What happened, sir?
I don't even know the details, and, you know, it's something out of a movie.
It is. It is.
And I ain't going to know details until you guys will know the same time I will. I know when it broke on the news yesterday, I was on the way to see my mom, and I had to call her and tell her to turn off the TV and the radio. So I got there.
What kind of a man was your brother?
He'd do anything for you. You know, he always had my back.
He's a loving guy.
Yeah.
That's
all I wanted to do was find him, and I was hoping for a different outcome.
Yes, so were we, sir. We tried very hard, and we tried to team up with you and the local police and state police to make a difference here, and I apologize that we couldn't do better. I really do.
Well, thank you.
And anything we can do to help you, to help the family, to help your mom, please let us know, my friend.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you, Marty.
For all the law enforcement folks listening, tell them why it's so hurtful that they didn't even buy what you were trying to sell, that your brother was in trouble, that they indicated they thought he was partying in Mexico. How hurtful is that?
It was unbelievable. And I kept telling him something was wrong. You know, it was out of character, and there was just no interest. And he'll turn up, and he turned up the wrong way.
He did, sir. Thank you for doing this morning. I know it's painful, but I think the public needs to know what happened and how difficult this is for you and your family. Hug your mom for us, please.
I will do that.
All right, my man. You have my number. Let me know how we can help, all right?
All right. Thank you. Thanks again, Marty.
All right. He disappeared. The story was told to us that he had had a fight with his wife, who said she was going to divorce him. And the ridiculousness floated out there by local law enforcement was that he had taken his van and was drinking and partying in Mexico. Blew it off. Over the weekend, his body was found, his van was found, and a suspect was arrested who had close ties to people involved in this incident. All I'm suggesting is that when folks go to police, they need to be taken seriously. Look at the pain it's caused this family. David Kimberly deserved better. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser and Genesis. Ellen Gamble, good morning.
Good morning, Marty. Pretty tame out there in terms of traffic. Gives us a chance to talk about construction zones and traffic patterns that are changing in ongoing construction zones. Of course, I-79 in Robinson Township has been getting a lot of attention for months, and now the southbound I-79 lanes at the Route 60 interchange will be shifted to the left into a new configuration of two 11-foot wide lanes and a half-foot shoulder. The prep work, including the line painting operations for this shift, will begin at 7 tonight. And that new traffic pattern, once they've finished up painting the new lines in that area, will be in place until late October. So consider yourselves warned. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Buying or selling a home is a big deal, literally. It's one of the largest financial transactions you're likely to make. So work with someone who will work with your best interest in mind. Someone who agrees to operate with transparency, honesty, and fairness every step of the way. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and are bound by a strict code of ethics that requires they put your interests above their own. Because that's who we are. Make sure your agent is a Realtor.
Tired of ads interrupting your favorite news podcasts? Good news! Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Stay up to date on everything newsworthy with podcasts like The Daily, Up First, and 5 Things Uninterrupted at Amazon.com/ad-free. Just head to Amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
So, people tell me they're afraid to call a lawyer. Rosen and Perry, they're known as the caring lawyers. Man, they care. JP's my man. The absolute best for medical malpractice or serious injury cases. When you call, you'll talk to a nurse or a doctor. I'm serious. What happened? When did it happen? Then you'll meet with lawyers and figure out what happened and why. And if someone did something wrong, they will be held responsible. Get you the largest recovery in the industry. That's what they do because they care. Rosen and Perry, 412-281-4200.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Chances are you're not hearing this ad while topping 100 in your Aston Martin or taking a spin around town in your Rolls Royce. But if you are, then Donald Trump's tax plan is for you. Just ask him.
You're rich as hell. We're going to give you a tax cut?
But if you're hearing this on your way to work or school pickup, if you're heading to the grocery store, or wondering how long you can stretch that tank of gas, then your plan is Kamala Harris's plan. She'll make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share so she can give the middle class a tax cut, as well as $25,000 for first-time home buyers, $6,000 for first-time parents, and a $50,000 tax deduction for starting a new business. Because that guy in the cyber truck that just zoomed by doesn't need another break. But Kamala Harris knows you sure could use one. Paid for by FFPAC, ffpac.org. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hey, folks, Marty here. Your home is likely the biggest investment you'll make, and your roof is the most important part of your home. So, when you need a new roof, choose the region's roofing leader, NASCO Roofing. While fall is here, NASCO works and plans year-round. They're the best. Roofs are all NASCO does, and they're experts. Let NASCO exceed your expectations. Superior work and service. Most jobs done in a day. NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000.
Looking to make a difference in the lives of those in early substance abuse recovery? Ryan's Wings, a nonprofit founded in 2015, provides support and assistance to those in recovery and their families. As a volunteer-run organization, Ryan's Wings relies 100% on donations. Join them at Axis for Addiction, October 20th, Lumberjacks is in Millville, and be part of the change. Early donation helps. Together, we can lift others up. For more information on their event or to donate, visit ryanswings.org.
Tell you what, I'm serious about this. Some of the best Italian food I've ever had in my life. And I mean, I'm an old guy. This restaurant in Oakmont, Michael A's. Whoo! Slamming. Folks, slamming. 9.9 on a scale of 10. Seriously, Michael A's, Oakmont. Homemade, handcrafted Italian. I'm telling you, it'll be the best you've ever eaten. Michael A's, Oakmont.
CBS Eye on Veterans from connectingvets.com. During the past 2 weeks, veteran-led disaster relief groups have been on the ground helping people recover from back-to-back hurricanes Milton and Helene. Brian Stern, a special operations veteran and founder of the Gray Bull Rescue Foundation, describes what their mission is like.
It's a blend of social work and 911 dispatch. It's kind of that blend is what our case managers are. This just happened 72 hours ago. One of the women who worked for me is a grandmother who's talking with this family, and she's like, I'm a grandmother, I'm a mother. I know, think about your children. That's what you need to do. Stay alive. They're on their way. We won't leave you behind.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
When not me, when popular culture decided to cancel Stephen Foster, I played a little game. It was the statue of Foster was right there in Oakland, and Stephen Foster was an icon. Look, according to historians, he fundamentally shaped the American music in the 1800s, built the foundation of American popular music as a genre. It's a fact. And, by the way, it's a fact. When they dedicated his statue, Patrick, this is amazing, nearly 50,000 Pittsburghers lined the parade route. No one was there when they took the statue down. About 5 people complained to some city board that no one gives a crap about, and no one even knows their names. They complained that the sculpture in Oakland had so-called racist figures that connotated slavery. A handful of people did. When it was dedicated, there were 3,000 children there singing his songs. 3,000. 50,000 people along the parade route. No one gave a damn. And because the statue was of a white man and black slaves, he became a racist, and they became symbolic of, we got to tear this down. I stood in front of the damn statue for 2 hours and no one knew who the hell it was. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Fast forward, Columbus Day Parade. Now, Columbus slaughtered people, raped women, sold off slaves, pillaged and plundered, was a misogynist, a sexist, a racist, a hate-filled white man with nothing but murder and power on his mind. That's what we've now been told. So they covered the damn statue, what was it, 3 years ago? Now, no one cares. No one. No one gives a damn. Stephen F. Foster can't fix that. It's gone. Columbus, we covered it up with plastic. No one cares. No one. No one cares. No one. You know why? It's not the let's destroy them topic of the day. Cancel culture has moved on down the road. Different target, different venue, different motive. Foster's gone. Columbus is there. What next? You know, certain politicians who are cowardly will no longer march in the Columbus Day Parade in Bloomfield. Why? Because they're cowards. Because they're afraid. Because they don't want to be labeled. Now what do we call this? Indigenous Peoples Day. Come on, man. Come on. And check this out. They're even afraid to come on the air. They're even afraid to have this conversation live, to defend their right to have the parade, to defend this right to have the statue. We now live in a culture in America that if you speak up and speak out, you're thrown out, canceled out, whited out, destroyed, ruined. Ask anyone if they know who the hell or where the hell the Stephen F. Foster statue is. Was it melted down? Is it in a flea market somewhere? Trader Joe's? Trader Jack's? Trader John's? Trader Larry's? Someone's garage? I don't know. Think about the irony, man. Only in America you go from hero to goat. Only in America. Only in America you go from legend to loser. Think about the context. Think about the context. 50,000 people lined the streets of Pittsburgh to celebrate Stephen F. Foster in that statue. Now, racist. We canceled him and moved on. 3,000 kids sang songs in his behalf. He was a heroic American music figure. Not anymore. Not anymore. And now what is the Columbus Day Parade in Bloomfield? We never missed it. Never, ever. Now, people taunted those in the parade. They called Columbus a murderer, a rapist. This is what we do these days. We build you up, we destroy you, we remove you, and move on. And so now there is the statue sitting there in Oakland, and no one knows what the hell to do with it. No one. And no one will come on this talk show to either defend the statue or the parade. Why? Because you'll grab their name, find out where they work, call them racists, and work harder to destroy them. To which I always say, is this as good as it gets? I certainly hope not.
Join the Washington Symphony Orchestra October 19th and 20th for Music to Die For, a spooktacular concert featuring spine-chilling pieces. Their fiendishly fabulous musical favorites will bring you face-to-face with Dracula, Michael Myers, Wednesday Addams, and other notorious ghouls, goblins, and ghosts. All concerts are held at the Olin Fine Arts Center on the W&J campus. For tickets, call 412-512-1662 or visit washsim.org.
Tootie Mechanical Systems, Pittsburgh's HVAC, plumbing, and electric leaders, is a family business that I truly admire. Tootie culture is built on ethics, service, and making a difference in our community. Tootie Mechanical Systems, they're the people you want working in your home.
I'm with Joe Potocznik, JP Roofing and Siding. Congratulations, Joe. Triple Crown winner from Owens Corning.
Yes, Larry. We are proud to announce that we are recognized for service excellence, product excellence, and MVP based on marketing leadership and customer service.
Call Joe and his team. You'll get the best of the best. Get a free estimate for roof and siding replacements. Call the roofing replacement experts at JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711. Congrats, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-511-3535. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider, 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 50 with overcast skies at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Pittsburgh officials allowing a controversial statue to remain mostly uncovered as a legal battle over its status continues. Here's News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush.
In 2020, then Mayor Bill Peduto and the city's Art Commission wanted to remove the Christopher Columbus statue over concerns it glorified a man who mistreated native inhabitants. The Italian Sons and Daughters of America sued to keep the statue in the park. And in 2022, Common Pleas Judge John McVeigh Jr. dismissed the lawsuit, ruling that Pittsburgh officials had the right to remove the statue. However, a state appellate court reversed McVeigh's decision and sent the case back to Allegheny County, where it remains awaiting another court date. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
A major bridge is closed for extensive construction work both this week and next. Here's News Radio KDKA's Greg McAtee.
Through Friday at 6 p.m., county work crews have closed the southbound lanes of the Glenwood Bridge for expansion dam replacement. Next Sunday at 6 p.m., the northbound lanes will close until next Friday at 6 p.m. The detour is posted. Meanwhile, 6 PRT bus stops will be temporarily discontinued. Rider questions should be directed to the Pittsburgh Regional Transit website at rideprt.org. Greg McAtee, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 18 points at 42,882. The NASDAQ is up 183 points, and the S&P is up 39. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:31. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
At the UPS store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS store. Be unstoppable.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
So, you know, we're a Bowser family. We have 4 Bowser cars. We have a Hyundai. My wife does. Santa Fe loves it. We have 2 Santa Fe's. We also have a bunch of Bowser service folks that help us so much. And I'm going to tell you why this is important. I had a slow leak, and it turned out I needed 4 new tires in my Genesis. This is a true story. So I take it to this tire joint down the street to replace all 4 tires, which you have to do in that kind of car. $1,200. $1,200. So I call Bowser because they have amazing, amazing, amazing service people. $700. So I save $500 by using the amazing service people at Bowser. It's the beauty of Bowser. So we got Subarus, we got Hyundais, we got the Genesis, but we got one team that really, really cares about Bowser customers because we're part of the Bowser family. It's a great, great thing.
I'm Ken, and I'm a former Trump voter. His disrespect for the military, for the people that serve in the military, and for his incessant lying, his total lack of character, there's no way that I could support him to be president of the United States again. As far as the choice to vote for Kamala Harris, absolute no-brainer. Absolute, total no-brainer. No hesitation from this lifelong Republican whatsoever.
Republican Accountability PAC, Inc., paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. RA-PAC.org.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
From the B.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, Marty. Well, we have the Cordell and Cordell traffic cameras out over the area roads. A little bit of rain showers moving through, but it doesn't seem to be increasing traffic delays. You have minor delays inbound on the Parkway East between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels, and some slow traffic down the front side of Green Tree Hill at times approaching the Fort Pitt tunnels. But we want to give you this heads up from PennDOT for your travels on the Parkway West in Collier and Robinson townships. I-376 eastbound, so toward downtown, will get a single lane closure between the Ridge Road exit 61 and I-79. That's going to happen nightly as needed beginning tonight from 9 p.m. until 5 a.m. each day through Thursday, October 24th. All ramps will remain open to you during that road work. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The rest of today will be mostly cloudy, rather windy, and much cooler than it has been of late, with a couple of showers moving through, the high just 53. Remaining mostly cloudy tonight with a shower, low 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Great October savings at Coons Market.
USDA Grade A whole fresh roaster chickens, 99 cents a pound. New crop Eastern apple sale, 3-pound bags, 2 for $5. And selected varieties of Barilla pasta, 12 to 60-ounce packages, 4 for $5. Come see us at Coons.
Hi, I'm Lisa Laura with Secure Money Health. Navigating your health coverage can be confusing, but I'm here to make it simple. Get your free copy of my book, The Ultimate Medicare Book. In the book, I simplify the process and help you get the health coverage you need. Not only can you get a copy of my book, but if you go to mymedicarebook.com, you can schedule a time to meet with me at no cost. The annual enrollment period is right around the corner. Schedule your appointment now. One more time, that's mymedicarebook.com.
Back at it today. Steelers, some talk about them, of course. Also, we just keep creeping closer to the election. So much to talk about, both candidates, right? 2 to 6 today, right here, KDKA, Colin Dunlap.
So, every action results in an equal and opposite reaction. Just the truth. Ask Albert Einstein. And so for 2 weeks, we heard the political hate, the political rhetoric directed at FEMA, the lies perpetuated by Trump and Vance, Marjorie Taylor Greene, that FEMA dollars are being directed towards illegal immigrants. It's a flat-out, bald-faced lie. We heard time and time again that FEMA is bankrupt. In fact, yesterday Biden announced, another $600 million directed toward flood victims. We heard Republican governor after governor after governor, Rick DeSantis, saying the feds have kicked ass. But the lie carries a lot further than the truth. Why? How the hell do I know? So much so that now FEMA folks trying to do their damn job, trying to save lives. FEMA folks, lives have now been threatened. To which I say, is this as good as it gets?
65,000 residents of hard-hit Rutherford County, North Carolina, struggle to clear endless mud and debris left behind by Hurricane Helene. Help has hit a roadblock. Out of an abundance of caution, FEMA says instead of going door to door, disaster assistance teams there will be stationed at fixed locations, while the agency looks into alleged threats against their personnel. FEMA says search and rescue is still underway and disaster recovery centers remain open. The move comes as the Washington Post reported an email by the U.S. Forestry Service to federal responders in Rutherford County, alerting them of an apparent stand down after National Guard troops reportedly encountered armed militia saying they were, quote, hunting FEMA. This as false claims swirl online that the federal government planned to halt search and rescue efforts in order to seize and bulldoze Chimney Rock inside Rutherford County. It's one of many conspiracy theories that have prompted FEMA to create a page on its site discrediting rumors and false information about its response to Helene.
They stole the FEMA money just like they stole it from a bank so they could give it to their illegal immigrants.
Former President Trump has repeatedly spread that debunked lie, though FEMA does sometimes provide grants to offset costs of migrant arrivals. The source of funding is separate from its pool for disaster relief.
We have individuals in need of assistance who are entitled to assistance who aren't seeking it because of the false information.
For CBS Mornings, I'm Nicole Skanga.
Damn. So look, vote for who the hell you want. Support who the hell you want. But now you have armed militia suggesting that they're hunting FEMA. I find that so disheartening. I find that so damn disgusting. Look, Trump's your guy. That's your problem. But I will not accept his problem, that he lies. Stole the money like they stole it from a bank and gave it to illegal immigrants. And somehow, that's okay with you. Somehow, that's not unsettling to you. Somehow, it's not troubling that these FEMA folks are just out there trying to save lives, businesses, homes, churches, schools, property. Somehow, you're okay with that. Armed militia hunting FEMA. To do what? Kill them. Really? Is that the plan? So now, the very people tasked to help are afraid to help. Why wouldn't they be? The armed militias out there. We're going FEMA hunting. And then there's this. Aaron, please grab the clip from J.D. Vance from 2016. Listen to this.
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him. It makes you think that at a fundamental level, this is sort of a he said, she said, right? And at the end of the day, do you believe Donald Trump, who always tells the truth? Just kidding. Or do you believe that woman on that tape?
I cannot stand Trump because I think he's a fraud. Well, I think he's a total fraud that is exploiting these people, who is a total fraud.
Like you said, I agree with you on Trump because I don't think that he's the person. I don't think he actually cares about folks.
Definitely, there is definitely an element of Donald Trump support that has its basis in racism or xenophobia. I think there's a chance, if I feel like Trump has a really good chance of winning, that I might have to hold my nose and vote for Hillary Clinton. I think that I'm going to vote for third party because I can't stomach Trump. I think that he's noxious and is leading the white working class to a very dark place.
Wow. Wow. Damn. Now, again, you can say that's old, and it is, but damn, that traffic jam. He hated Trump. I mean, hated. In fact, I could have written that. Verbatim, I could have written that for J.D. Vance. And now he's Trump's boy. What happened? What happens in America? What's happened to you folks? Your guy, J.D. Vance, hated Trump. Hated. J.D. Vance has perpetuating the lie. Now he's part of the Trump lying. The pathological obsession with if your lips are moving, you're lying. I saw my sister yesterday, Barb, who I love to death. And she said to me, are some of your listeners angry with you because of your support or your negative discussions about Trump? I said, hell yeah. She said, why are you doing it then? Because I have to. Because I can't stop. Because you must chase the truth. Aaron, play that one more time. J.D. Vance, your guy, who could be the next president. Remember, Trump's what, 80 years old? Listen.
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him. It makes you think that at a fundamental level, this is sort of a he said, she said, right? And at the end of the day, do you believe Donald Trump, who always tells the truth? Just kidding. Or do you believe that woman on that tape?
I cannot stand Trump because I think he's a fraud. Well, I think he's a total fraud that is exploiting these people, who is a total fraud.
Like you said, I agree with you on Trump because I don't think that he's the person. I don't think he actually cares about folks.
Definitely, there is definitely an element of Donald Trump support that has its basis in racism or xenophobia. I think there's a chance, if I feel like Trump has a really good chance of winning, that I might have to hold my nose and vote for Hillary Clinton. I think that I'm going to vote third party because I can't stomach Trump. I think that he's noxious and is leading the white working class to a very dark place.
Wow. Wow. That's all I got. Woo! Yes, that was J.D. Vance. Yes, Trump's running mate. Trump's running mate. Not Harris's. Trump's. From 2016. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser and Genesis. Ellen Gamble, good morning.
All right, good morning, Marty, and it's a good morning out there for the commute. If you have to make it, a lot of folks, of course, have the holiday. So for those of you driving around, you are doing so in decent traffic. Gives us a chance to talk about where Pittsburgh Public Works crews have closed the southbound or outbound Glenwood Bridge. That's through 6 p.m. on Friday the 18th. The northbound or inbound side of the span will then get its turn for a closure next week from 6 p.m. October 20th through 6 p.m. on Friday, October 25th. There is a posted detour for vehicular traffic and Pittsburgh Regional Transit's 56 Lincoln Place route. The buses for that route are being detoured and 6 stops are temporarily discontinued during this project. You riders can log on to rideprt.org for info. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we're here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Look, there have been so many tornadoes. We've seen more tornadoes than in decades. Here's the deal. With branches down, trees down, when you need emergency service, when you need somebody that's going to take care of business with your trees, with your branches, with the damage, you got to call Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best in the game. They're there with the professionals, with the equipment, with the training. Amazing service. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
KDKA is supported by Friendship Village of South Hills. Friendship, it's in the name. With recent renovations almost complete, this resort-style senior living community delivers amenities, personalized services, and hospitality to Pittsburgh area residents in search of a stable future, new connections, and new adventures. More information can be found at friendshipvillagepa.com.
We all think we're doing things right? This is Paul Alexander, picking up the healthy cereal or that natural granola bar. But the truth, most of the time it's packed with junk. Junk they can't even sell outside the U.S., loaded with ingredients we can't pronounce, and chemicals that are slowing us down. Yes, this is an Awaken 180 message, but the stats are real. Almost 50% of adults in America now have type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. Back in the 1950s, that number was 1%. And it's not just us adults. 1 in 36 kids has autism now. That's 4 times higher than just 20 years ago. What we're eating is affecting all of us. Navigating it for our families is confusing. Add in rising rates of cancers, autoimmune diseases, and even dementia, and it's clear we've been fooled by food. Awaken 180 coaches know the game. They don't treat the symptoms, they eliminate the root cause. Reverse the food curse at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Jean from Delaware asks, I was notified that I may lose my job early next year. If this happens, what should I do with my current 403B? This is a great question, Jean. 1, you can leave the account where it is as long as the old employer allows that to happen, and it's a good plan. 2, If you plan on getting another job, you can roll the old account into your new account with the new employer. And number 3 would be to roll it over directly into an IRA rollover account, which you can open at any of the major brokerage firms.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
So when I went to physical, and it's a physical therapy joint in Monroeville for balance for me personally, it's really changed everything about my balance. I couldn't do rock climbing. I can now. I felt uneasy coming downstairs in the morning. I feel great now. I'm serious. It's amazing what they do at physical. FYZICAL. Physical, 412-457-8200. It's in Monroeville, right behind the Monroeville Mall. Physical, 412-457-8200.
Allegheny County will host ballot return and satellite voting sites for the upcoming general election. Ballot return sites are staffed locations where voters who received a mail-in or absentee ballot can return ballots in person to a county employee. At satellite offices, residents can register to vote, request a mail-in ballot, complete and return it all in one place. For more information, visit AlleghenyVotes.com. That's AlleghenyVotes.com.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's some levity. Actually, it's very funny stuff. That's why I love Mike. Mike Fisher is my man. Pittsburgh Scanner Mike. First, let's play this. Do you have the sound, Aaron? This is actually fabulous. This is from the Scanners. This is Friday. Yeah, this is great stuff. Listen.
3224 April and 3228 April. 224 April, good for both. Be in the area of the PPG Paint Serena, 1001 Fifth Avenue. There's no complaints that there's about 40 people who are outside of the arena with tents. She believes it's suspicious. 224 April, I copy. Can you run up by 80? I talked to him yesterday, waiting for Billy out.
Hold on. This is so rich. Play it, please, Aaron, one more time. This is so rich. This is so American. Oh.
3224 April and 3228 April. 224 April, good for both. Be in the area of the PPG Paint Serena, 1001 Fifth Avenue. There's no complaints that there's about 40 people who are outside of the arena with tents. She believes it's suspicious. 224 April, I copy. Can you run up by 80? I talked to him yesterday, waiting for Billy out.
You know, well, Patrick's smiling because he knows this deal. And my daughter, Sophia, clued me in on this. So what happens with, these are Billie Eilish people, but the original report is someone sees folks in tents, and they think, Aaron's in there laughing, they actually think that they're homeless people, right? Right. What they are is they're crazed young girls who love this woman. And by the way, she's an insane talent. And it turns out they camp out because the folks in the pit, as they call it, they get in first, and they're closest to the stage, and they'll get there 2 days early. No one knew that. Mike Fisher, this is gold, brother. Is it not?
This is awesome. I'm not sure who's happier than ever, you with this bid or the 10 cappers.
10 Adam.
That's a Billy Irish reference.
9 Adam 12. 9 Adam 12. Please remove the Billy Idol freaks. Please remove them. Right? What actually, that's what's going on, though, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, I guess we're okay with the tents now. This is what makes it acceptable.
Actually, that's an astute political observation. So if you're camping out for a concert, it's cool. But if you're homeless, it's not cool. Is that the message here?
Yep.
Yep. Right? Right?
I'm sure the entire experience was just lovely. I'm sure they're thinking inside, this is everything I wanted.
He's going over all these Billie Eilish references. Are you a big fan, Mike?
I've heard of her. I mean, it's not my style, but I do appreciate that Pittsburgh's in a tour. I'm glad that we're a big city where a talent like that, she can come by.
Hold on. You had one even better. And I'm going to read this one verbatim. I don't even know if Patrick saw this one. PBG Paints Arena. Hold on, let me try and do it in the voice. PBG Paints Arena. Caller says that a bad guy in a car is trying to pick up a woman standing in line for the Billie Eilish concert. Right?
Yes.
Was that actually happen?
Oh, yeah, it did happen last night. Man, I love these Billie Eilish puns. These are awesome. Our audience has no idea what's happening, do they, Marty? No clue.
Oh, these are all Billie Eilish song puns. But this actually did happen, right? This guy tried to pick up a young lady in line.
Yeah, he tried to do it before the concert. If they're camping for 3 days, they're not interested in you.
Mike?
I mean, you wait for when the party's over for that.
Yeah, you wait till there's...
Did it again.
Yeah, wait. Yeah. Mike, I love you, man.
Marty, thanks for having us.
You made my day, man. The irony, quite frankly. If you're in line for Billie Eilish for 3 days, and that's how long my daughter says some of these crazed, pathetic fans wait, it's cool. If you have a tent and you're homeless, you're not cool. Fascinating.
Honored to win the Marconi Award as the best news talk station in the country. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for moms.
Look out, here comes Wrong Way Rob Matzy. Always flying the wrong way. Matzy sent millions of your tax dollars to Philadelphia. While here in Beaver County, we needed help. In fact, Rob Matzy votes 99% of the time with the woke Philadelphia liberals. And Rob Matzy's not lying straight when it comes to our values. Rob Matzy voted to make it easier to let violent criminals back on the street. Matzy even voted to let biological males on girls' sports teams and in their locker rooms. With Wrong Way Rob Matzy in the cockpit, it's all left wing. Rob Matzy doesn't share our values anymore. A lifetime on the taxpayer dime made him forget where he's from. To Rob Matzy, Beaver County's just flyover country. But there's hope. Michael Parrish shares our values. He'll fight for jobs, lower taxes, and make life affordable again. Michael Parrish, he shares our values. One of us for a change.
Paid for by HRCC, authorized by Michael Parrish.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Folks, I'm so jazzed about this. Got to introduce you to this great company. 3 cousins. So cool. Calvin, Sam, and Steve. Owners of CNS Construction. Local guys. Pittsburgh's premier builder for decks, roofs, siding, windows, and doors. You got to check out their work. All around town. They're cousins. Call the cousins. 989-COUSINS. That's 989-COUSINS. And right now, they're offering half off installation. CNS Construction. I'm serious about this. I've seen their work. Love them.
Wow, honey. Have you seen the electric bill?
Yeah, it's out of control. But have you heard of Navien tankless water heaters?
Tankless? How does that even work?
Well, instead of constantly heating and storing water, it only heats water when we need it. So much more efficient than our giant tank heater.
That sounds great. Let's look into Navien.
Already on it.
Imagine all the hot water you need only when you need it. Bulky tanks are history. Navien high-efficiency tankless is the future. Compact, wall-hung units free up floor space, lower energy bills, longer life than tanks, and a 15-year warranty. Find out more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
We know you're uncertain about psychics. Is this fortune teller you found on a forum legit?
Your one true love is... me!
That's why California psychics reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. New customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
48 with scattered showers at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The grieving brother of a missing Armstrong County man found dead over the weekend endured more than 2 weeks of waiting.
Like a nightmare.
Don't go away.
That's Mark Kimberly with KDKA Radio's Marty Griffin. 56-year-old David Kimberly left his Plum Creek Township home on September 23rd and was reported missing 5 days later. David was found shot to death in Jefferson County this weekend.
When it broke on the news yesterday, I was on the way to see my mom, and I had to call her and tell her to turn off the TV and the radio.
Kimberly's van was found in a wooded area. State police say 33-year-old Cody Weiland has confessed and is facing first-degree murder and other charges. Mark Kimberly said an initial lack of interest from law enforcement in his brother's whereabouts was unbelievable. Police told him at first his brother was in Mexico. A woman is dead after a stabbing this morning in Homewood West. Police were sent around 5 a.m. to the 6800 block of Lyric Street, where officers found the woman inside a residence with a stab wound to the chest. She died at the scene. Police think an altercation may have preceded the stabbing. Emergency crews responded to an accident Sunday at Lernerville Speedway in Butler County. A driver was flown to UPMC Presby after his car crashed into a wall, went airborne, and landed on its roof around 2:30 p.m. The Butler Eagle reports the jaws of life were used to cut the driver out of the car. There's no word on his condition. The Republican and Democratic Party nominees for president and vice president are visiting the Pittsburgh area this week and next. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
Vice President Kamala Harris will hold a campaign rally in Erie this evening. U.S. Senator John Fetterman will campaign with Harris at Erie Insurance Arena from 5 to 9 p.m. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will campaign Tuesday afternoon in Lawrence and Butler counties before a campaign rally in Pittsburgh. The location has not been made public. It will be the third visit by Walz in western Pennsylvania. Former President Donald Trump is planning a rally next week in Allegheny County. Specifics have yet to be released. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
In observance of Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day, federal, state, and county offices and courts are closed. Banks are closed as well as post offices. There'll be no mail delivery or collection. Garbage, however, will be collected on the regular schedule. A new immersive light display is coming to Mellon Square for the holiday season. The Pittsburgh Parks Conservancy says the new display, called Aurora, will open for Light Up Night on Saturday, November 23rd. It's a 25-foot display featuring hundreds of diamond-shaped panels that change colors. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 58 points at 42,922. The NASDAQ is up 110 points, and the S&P is up 31. KDKA Sports, Penguins Canadiens tonight at Montreal. The Bills visit the Jets on Monday Night Football. Baseball playoffs, Mets Dodgers. LA up 1-0 in the NLCS. And the Guardians and Yankees open the ALCS in New York. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, installing most roofs in just one day. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time 11:03. Learn how your Medicare plan may change next year. Avoid the confusion and contact Dina Schmidt at One Health Benefits. 724-799-8873. 48 with scattered showers in the Pittsburgh area. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
This planet is so incredibly beautiful that I can't get enough of it. I did 950 miles on the Pacific Crest Trail, and Good Feet was with me all the way.
Are you worried about pain and discomfort? Don't let your feet get in the way. Learn how the Good Feet store can help you.
Your passion's important, but if your body aches and if your heel feels like you've got a nail stuck in it and won't come out, trust me, it's going to wear you down. The Good Feet store knew what they were talking about and took the time to really dial in what I needed. I hiked 84 miles in the Himalaya and to do it pain-free. You think I'm not grateful for Good Feet?
You deserve a better life, too. Come to the Good Feet store today. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, in Morgantown at Suncrest Town Center, or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Good Feet, because you deserve comfort in your life. No waiting required. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available and proudly made in the USA.
Longing for thick, healthy, gorgeous hair? Say goodbye to shedding thin and dull hair and hello to thick, healthy hair with hair volume from New Nordic.
It's back. That's right. 0% financing is here. Shop the Shorkey Kia Fall Kickoff. New 24 Kia Sportage and Sorrento, both available with low 0% financing. Offering great price, value, and warranty is what we do. Your deal, your way. What a great day. PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, ShorkeyKia.com. With approved credit, not all buyers will qualify. May require financing through Kia Motors Finance. Based on December 2023 sales volume in Pennsylvania. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires 10/31/24.
So, literally, we needed 2 new refrigerators. 2 at one time. They both blew out. Guess what? My man Matt and his boys at Voss TV and Appliance delivered them the next day. Insane pricing. Insane service. I'm telling you, ma'am, it's the best family-owned businesses, all major appliances, all great prices, all great service. 412-650-VOSS. 412-650-VOSS. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
Good morning, Marty. And you know what? It's a good morning because so many people have taken the day off for the holidays. So if you are out driving around, you're doing so in trouble-free traffic. Gives us a chance to remind folks that the Pittsburgh Public Works Department has closed the southbound or outbound Glenwood Bridge. This is a closure that'll be in place for you around the clock through 6 p.m. on Friday. And then the northbound or inbound side of the span will get attention next week. And so there is a posted detour for the vehicular traffic and Pittsburgh Regional Transit's 56 Lincoln Place bus route. All those buses are being detoured for you, and 6 stops are temporarily discontinued during this project. If you'd like more info, certainly log on to rideprt.org for that info. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Lots of clouds for the rest of today. Windy at times and much cooler than yesterday with a couple of showers, the high only 53. Tonight, mostly cloudy and chilly with a shower, the low 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Is your furnace ready for winter? Galease Services is here to keep you cozy. Their furnace tune-up not only ensures your system runs smoothly, but also improves energy efficiency, helping you save on your winter utility bills. Visit Galease.com and stay warm with Galease Services. Call Galease.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Huge, massive day in the Burgh. Really cool stuff. The old Nabisco plant, Bakery Square, massive announcements. The most valuable company on earth, NVIDIA, is partnering with Pittsburgh, folks, Carnegie Mellon, Pitt, to change the world. Fact. Right in the middle of it, Governor Josh Shapiro. Governor, good morning, sir. How are you?
Yo, good morning. They really are changing the world here, Marty. They really are.
Governor, this is big. You know, people want to blow this stuff off and bicker and fight about politics right now, but this is a game changer, is it not, sir?
Yeah, no question. And by the way, look, I mean, to your point, right, we're about 3 weeks from an election. There's a lot of bickering, a lot of division. This is something that brings us all together. You know, I've been focused like a laser beam on economic development in Pennsylvania. We're putting a lot of points on the board in that regard. And one of our 5 key pillars of opportunity is around AI and robotics. And Pittsburgh is the center of the universe when it comes to that. And listen, I mean, I wanted to plant a flag and show that we could compete with the Silicon Valleys. We could compete with other regions across the country. And we are doing that right here thanks to incredible private sector partners. You mentioned one, NVIDIA, a place like Bakery Square that kind of houses all of this.
Yep.
Amazing universities, Pitt, CMU, to help kind of lead the effort. And by the way, Marty, a whole lot of big brains in this region who can drive this progress forward, and the Commonwealth's resources supporting it. Everybody rowing in the same direction. It means job creation and economic opportunity for Pittsburgh.
Well, the truth is, man, you got a son at Pitt. I have a daughter at Pitt who's taking coding classes. By the way, my daughter's sorority is having a mixer with your son's fraternity. How about that, brother? How about that, brother?
Oh, man. I think we may have to do a whole radio show just dedicated to that. How about that?
Saying. All I'm suggesting
I don't think our kids are going to tell us what goes on there, though, Marty.
But what it does, Governor, is it creates opportunity for them to say, whoa, maybe I can have a life here. Maybe I can start a business here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and remember, a big part of this is what I passed in our higher ed reforms that I signed into law just, a couple months ago in Pennsylvania, where we are now paying universities a performance bonus when they graduate students and keep them in Pennsylvania. So we've got CMU and Pitt as an example. Pitt's obviously a public institution, who are going to be, in Pitt's case, rewarded for keeping students here in Pittsburgh working in AI after graduating from a great state university. I mean, it all fits together. Investing in our universities, investing in the private sector, focusing on just a few core areas across the Commonwealth, including AI, it's all fitting together, and we're beginning to see the fruits of our labor here.
I can't stand this campaign, the good versus evil, the hate. We now have FEMA workers in fear for their lives post-hurricane because white supremacist groups are hunting them down. Conversely, I love what you did with DeSantis. You reached out and said, hey, man, here's our state troopers. Governor, a Democratic governor calling a Republican governor saying, I don't give a damn about politics. I care about people. Don't we need more of that, sir?
We do. And listen, I got to say to Pennsylvania Task Force 1, our incredible search and rescue team, along with our Pennsylvania National Guard and law enforcement, we deployed them to North Carolina and to Florida where they were most needed, and they've done incredible work. By the way, I should note that the head of FEMA himself deployed himself to, I believe he was in North Carolina, to do work there. I mean, we are walking the walk here, and when our fellow citizens in this country are in need, I don't care if they're governors or Republican or Democrat, we're going to be there for them. And look, God forbid we have a natural disaster and we need help. I expect my fellow governors to step up and be here for Pennsylvanians as well. That's the way it's supposed to work. Look, we can fight during elections about different ideas, different values, all that. That's fine. But when it comes time to governing, you got to check the partisanship and just focus on doing the job, and that's what I'm doing here in Pennsylvania.
Governor Josh Shapiro, speaking of, this is actually fascinating. So a lot of news about Elon Musk in a cave in Pittsburgh fighting to support Trump. Conversely, he calls from a suite with Thomas Tull. And Thomas Tull, as I'm told, says, hey, Gov, meet my friend Elon Musk. And then Elon says, I love the Berg. Am I kind of in the ballpark, sir, with how that happened?
Yeah, you're missing one important detail. My wife had literally told me to take out the trash, like literally. So I was taking the trash out when Thomas reached out and said, hey, I want you to talk to Elon Musk about some economic development interests he has here in the Pittsburgh, southwestern Pennsylvania region. And listen, look, obviously Elon Musk and I have really different views on politics. Right. We obviously did not talk about politics. Right. But I'm not going to let that stand in the way of me trying to bring jobs and economic growth to southwestern Pennsylvania. So we had a good preliminary conversation. It was while that torrential rain was falling at the Steelers game when it was delayed. So we had an opportunity to catch up before the game started. And I'm going to work with anybody who wants to invest here in Pennsylvania.
Hey, Summer Lee, Sarah Namarato, Ed Gainey put out this letter, in essence, saying they support Palestinians taking on the Jewish populace on October 7th, sir. That had to offend you, sir. Did it not?
Well, look, Marty, I have been very, very clear where I stand on this issue. And let's speak fact, and then I'll speak to the statement. Yes. A year ago and, roughly a week, Hamas, which is a terrorist organization, started this terrible war with horrific acts of violence. They crossed the border. They killed 1,200 innocent people, including hundreds who just went to a concert, Marty. They sexually assaulted women, brutally sexually assaulted women. They took more than 250 innocents, including Americans, hostage. And I think it is particularly felt in this community, the site of the deadliest anti-Semitic attack in our nation's history. There's a lot of pain. And by the way, I appreciate that there is pain on so many different sides of this issue. It is possible to both mourn the loss of life in Israel on October 7th and mourn the death of innocents in Gaza. It is possible to do that. I hold both of those emotions. I'm sure you do as well. But listen, it is critically important that leaders throughout this speak and act with moral clarity. And on October 7th, I think those leaders failed to speak and act with moral clarity. To blame the victims for what happened on October 7th, it's unacceptable. And I have let that be known. It is my hope that as we go forward here, everyone, including our community leaders, will think carefully about what they say and how they say it and how that makes other people feel. Listen, Marty, I am not perfect. I am always striving to do better. I am always striving to be a leader who is able to, provide empathy and support and emotional connection to all people in my community. And so I'm not holding myself out as someone who's perfect, but I will just tell you this statement severely missed the mark.
It did, sir. Hey, man, you're hanging out with my boys today at Walnut Capitol. They bring it in this town, sir. They step up and fight the good fight. And what you're doing today is a landmark day, and I hope Pittsburghers realize it. It is important, is it not, sir?
It is. And listen, if you're not involved in AI, robotics, or whatever, here's why this is important to you. Today at Bakery Square, and you correctly mentioned Walnut Capitol, who really had the idea to build Bakery Square in the manner they did. And I'll tell you what, years ago when they told me about it, I'm sure you were the same way. You were kind of scratching your head going, wait, is this really going to work? Is this really going to? I'll tell you what, they have helped make it work. The Commonwealth has invested here, and this is going to be the center of the AI universe, thanks to a massive commitment from NVIDIA, which is really kind of the gold standard private sector company for saying, AI is going to be here. This is going to be the place where we meet, folks make connections, and where AI expands. Now, if you don't do work in that field, why should you care? Because I'll tell you what, it's good for the overall economy in Pittsburgh. It helps create jobs and economic opportunity. There's a kind of a downstream impact for other companies in Pennsylvania whose materials are going to be sourced to help support the companies that are here. It's going to help retain our talent when they graduate great universities like Pitt, CMU, and others. So this is really a game changer for not just Southwestern PA, but for our entire Commonwealth, and it's happening right here at Bakery Square.
And the biggest news of the day, before I let you go, a Griffin, my daughter, hanging out with a Shapiro, his son, partying like rock stars, sir. That's what I'm hearing, man.
I don't know about partying like rock stars. That's big news. How about Pitt being top 20, though? That's big news.
Love it.
They had a great win this weekend, and I got to tell you, man, these guys are good, and they're playing loose. This freshman quarterback is, man, he's like poised, he's like a fifth-year senior out there playing. It's pretty incredible. It's just pretty incredible the maturity he's showing. And, Narduzzi's an awesome coach. He's got them ready to play. They're a fun team to watch.
My phone is blowing up. If Harris had chosen Shapiro, she would run away with this election. Wow.
Stop.
Wow.
Marty,
my man.
I love what I'm doing as governor. I feel privileged to serve as governor, and I'm going to keep doing it for a good long while. I love what I do.
Thanks for having us, man.
All right, man. See you.
Talk to you again. That was cool.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hey, folks. Marty here. I have known Bob Tootie since high school. 50 years. In that time, I have watched him build the best HVAC company I've ever seen. Commercial, industrial, residential. The pricing, the professionalism, the compassion, the kindness, The Heat for the Needy campaign. Amazing. 2D Mechanical, 412-307-4699.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da. I wish I could sing still. I'd be singing this song right here. Oh, Skaggs. Oh, man. That dude is smooth. That governor is smooth. I don't know. Is there anyone out there like that? That's smooth. I don't know. I don't know. Hindsight being 2020, maybe it would have changed the outcome of this election. I just don't know. At all. But wanted to make sure that we understand what he was talking about with what's happening at Bakery Square. There's this massively important conference being held today. There's several hundred people. It's sold out with some of the biggest tech brains on earth. And look, he said something important. And I mean this. My daughter mentioned to me that she's taking a coding class. And she does have a sorority that does do mixers with Josh's son, which is irrelevant, but it's kind of a talking point that makes it fun. But the point is that what those gents, the fellas, did at Bakery Square, the boys at Walnut Capital that I converse with almost daily, is change the game. And at the end of the day, the game shifts back to Pittsburgh. If we support this, what does that mean? If there are tax incentives, do it. Do it. If there are tax breaks, do it. If there are grants, do it. Folks, this is the golden age of technology, AI. If you know anything about anyone in investment, anything about anyone on Wall Street, anything about anything in Silicon Valley, this is it, man. The shiznizzle, the future, the present, right now, right here in Pittsburgh. NVIDIA has a cap value, which is a term, in essence, that suggests the value of a company as it sits. Up until Apple, if I'm not mistaken, and Patrick will know this, Apple was the first trillion-dollar company in history. NVIDIA is worth $2.5 trillion, pushing $3 trillion. Think about it. They're planting a flag here in Pittsburgh. With the commitment to their chip, they have this super chip. My son points out to Dad, it's like $25,000, $30,000 for one. It's this powerful chip that runs the world of technology, quite frankly, in AI. What I like about this is they're tapping into the big brains at Carnegie Mellon, and they're tapping into the big brains at Pitt. Look, I'm sitting here looking at Patrick, whose son likes the same thing Patrick likes. I'm thinking about my son, who likes the same thing that Patrick and the governor's talking about. I'm clueless about technology. Without Patrick, I'd be a blind man trying to drive a Formula One race. And at the end of the day, it wouldn't work. However, I was literally sitting at the table having breakfast yesterday, talking about this with my son, and he's showing me an NVIDIA chip, what they cost, how fast they are, how tough it is to get, and how cool it is that they're now planting a flag in Pittsburgh. This isn't jargon. This isn't BS. This isn't PR. This isn't hype. This is fact. The future is now, and it's happening right here. I think this conference starts pretty soon, at noon, and it's sold out. 400 people from all over the world. The world flew in for this. Look, Pittsburgh has an identity crisis. We get buried in, steel doesn't matter anymore. Pittsburgh doesn't matter anymore. The only thing I remember about Pittsburgh is Permanis, a dying steel industry, and the Steelers. This could change that narrative today. I'm serious. The other thing that is relevant as hell is what he said about that ridiculous, obnoxious letter, draft, whatever the hell you want to call it, sent out by the mayor, Summer Lee and Ed Gainey, basically suggesting that, hey, Palestinians were killed too. We're not going to mark October 7th as a very important. To hell with that. Going back to an old phrase, if you don't have something good to say, don't say anything at all. They should have shut the blank up on this one, because this one has a ripple effect that will affect them and their careers long term. I'm told by sources that the governor is steamed, hacked, annoyed, enraged about this. And that doesn't help any of those three with anything they want to accomplish in this town, because you can't do it without funding, and you can't get funding without the governor's blessing. What's fascinating is that they're Democrats. This internal fighting within the party, quite frankly. This in the middle of Sarah Innamorato asking for the biggest tax raise in the history of Allegheny County. All of those nails could lose this election for Democrats. It's truth, and the truth hurts. At the end of the day, an election that will come down to votes and turnout, everything they do matters. And what they're doing now is they're being narcissists, worried about themselves and their petty little inside antics, rather than the future of Western Pennsylvania and the future of America, to their detriment. And by the way, that governor kicks ass. Nothing is rehearsed. Nothing is pre-planned. He answers any questions and all questions, and he comes to the table. By the way, tomorrow, live on this show, another one you're going to hear from. A really, really rich guy. The Elon Musk adversary. Who would that be, Patrick?
Your boy.
Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban, tomorrow live. Check it out.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for the Power of Bowser. Bowser Truck Month continues at Bowser Buick GMC, and our deals are as impressive as our trucks. Get ready for a truck that can handle anything you throw at it. The 2024 GMC Sierra Pro. Right now at Bowser Buick GMC, lease the 24 Sierra Pro for just $369 a month. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Buick GMC today and take advantage of these limited time offers. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to help you find your perfect truck. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $464 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. With approved credit through GM Financial. Offer ends October 31st. Bowser Buick, GMC, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
California Psychics is the real deal. They helped me out, totally changed my attitude, totally got me psyched to start my business and to take a new path in my life.
At California Psychics, we only connect our customers with the best. We reject 98% of the psychics who apply to us, so we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. New customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
15 packs of Pepsi products, 2 for $14. Save $1 on 2 gallons of milk, just for Par Mar Rewards card holders. Dan's angrily inviting you to download the Par Mar Rewards app today. And remember, if there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Every child deserves a safe and loving home. CASA of Westmoreland is dedicated to making this a reality. Our court-appointed special advocates give a voice to abused and neglected children in the foster care system. You can be that difference in a child's life. Volunteer with CASA and help guide a child to a brighter future. Visit casaofwestmoreland.org today to learn more. That's casaofwestmoreland.org. Together, we can change lives, one child at a time.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Scattered light rain and 48 at Pittsburgh International. It's 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Police officers hired by Irwin will have an incentive to stay on the job. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
The incentive is a way of retaining new officers. The $5,000 bonus system is structured so that a new officer hired in 2025 would be given a $2,500 bonus. If the officer remains on the job for 2 more years, they would receive an additional $2,500. But if they leave within the first 2-year period or the second 2-year period, they would have to repay a portion of that bonus depending upon how many months remain out of that 2-year period. Irwin Police Chief Dan Wenzel tells the Tribune Review the borough frequently hires new officers only to have them leave the force within a few years for a job with a larger department. The borough included the $5,000 bonus in its tentative 2025 budget. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Aliquippa police arrested over the weekend a man and a woman wanted on felony charges. Wesley Matthews and Bobby Joe Hutchinson are accused of assaulting a police officer in Scottsdale. They were transported back to Westmoreland County Sunday. Major bridges closed for extensive construction work this week and next. News Radio KDKA's Greg McAtee has details.
Through Friday at 6 p.m., county work crews have closed the southbound lanes of the Glenwood Bridge for expansion dam replacement. Next Sunday at 6 p.m., the northbound lanes will close until next Friday at 6 p.m. The detour is posted. Meanwhile, 6 PRT bus stops will be temporarily discontinued. Rider questions should be directed to the Pittsburgh Regional Transit website at rideprt.org. Greg McAtee, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 119 points at 42,983. The NASDAQ up 106, and now the S&P is up 32 points. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:32. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA.
We all think we're doing things right? This is Paul Alexander, picking up the healthy cereal or that natural granola bar. But the truth, most of the time it's packed with junk. Junk they can't even sell outside the U.S., loaded with ingredients we can't pronounce and chemicals that are slowing us down. Yes, this is an Awaken 180 message, but the stats are real. Almost 50% of adults in America now have type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. Back in the 1950s, that number was 1%. And it's not just us adults. 1 in 36 kids has autism now. That's 4 times higher than just 20 years ago. What we're eating is affecting all of us. Navigating it for our families is confusing. Add in rising rates of cancers, autoimmune diseases, and even dementia, and it's clear we've been fooled by food. Awaken 180 coaches know the game. They don't treat the symptoms, they eliminate the root cause. Reverse the food curse at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
UPMC is redefining cardiac care for women.
The #1 killer of women is heart disease.
UPMC McGee Women's Heart Program is the only integrated women's health and heart provider in the state.
We have by far the most comprehensive cardiac care in the region and across the nation. Literally, the world experts in cardiac care are in this institution.
Your heart care matters. Visit upmc.com/heart to learn more.
So, people tell me they're afraid to call a lawyer. Rosen and Perry, they're known as the caring lawyers. Man, they care. JP's my man. The absolute best for medical malpractice or serious injury cases. When you call, you'll talk to a nurse or a doctor. I'm serious. What happened? When did it happen? Then you'll meet with lawyers and figure out what happened and why. And if someone did something wrong, they will be held responsible. Get you the largest recovery in the industry. That's what they do because they care. Rosen and Perry, 412-281-4200.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, I'm Lisa Lauro with Secure Money Health. Navigating your Medicare health coverage can be confusing, but I'm here to make it simple. Go to mymedicarebook.com to get a free copy of the Ultimate Medicare Book, where I simplify the process and help you make informed decisions on the coverage you need. Not only can you get a copy of my book, but you can schedule a time to meet with me at no cost. The annual enrollment period is right around the corner. Schedule today. One more time, that's mymedicarebook.com.
So, I was on the phone yesterday with Julian Gray. We've become good friends. He's an elder law attorney. I met him. We became very close when my parents passed, and he took over our state, had the whole family sitting in his office, made a tremendous difference in our lives. I was talking to him yesterday about how important it From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser and Genesis. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. And we do have a pretty quiet late morning commute for you. A lot of folks having the holiday, of course, means that backups are to a minimal kind of level, especially on the Parkway West. It is a little bit heavy for you, but not the usual. Backing right around the runaway truck sand pile as you make your way to the Fort Pitt tunnels right now. Gives us a chance to let you know that PennDOT says heads up for your travels on that Parkway West in Collier and Robinson townships. This is kind of a new item for you. The I-376 eastbound stretch will get a single lane. That single lane closure between the Ridge Road exit 61 and I-79 happening nightly as needed beginning tonight from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. each night through Thursday, October 24th. All ramps will remain open during that road work. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will be mostly cloudy, blustery, and much cooler than recent days with a couple of showers and a high just 53. Mostly cloudy tonight with a passing shower and a low of 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
If you're a senior on Medicare, choosing the right Medicare plan is critical during this enrollment period. This Tuesday, Ask the Experts MediConnect will be here to answer your questions. Ask the experts of MediConnect. 888-818-6334.
Hi, I'm Brian, owner of Awesome Electrical Services. If you want your home's electrical system to be awesome, call Awesome Electrical Services, 412-331-8999 or awesomeelectricalservices.com to schedule a free estimate with me today.
Back at it today. Steelers. Some talk about them, of course. Also, we just keep creeping closer to the election. So much to talk about both candidates, right? 2 to 6 today, right here, KDK, Colin Dunlap.
We have Rob. Oh, my man Rob King. Here's the beauty of America and American politics, and I got to get this out of the way till we get to this daycare crisis, which, by the way, don't say I told you so, but Rob was about 5 years ahead of this. Sorry, he's just the guru. We live across the political divide. I'm somewhere in the middle, left, right, center, depending on the person, depending on the topic, depending on the day. For instance, all the folks coming after me on Friday saying I was a flaming liberal, every single guest I had on the air Friday was a Republican, and I was boosting every single one of them. Rob is one of my favorite people, one of the smartest political guys I know, deeply connected to a significant number of conservatives. And I say that, Rob, because in all honesty, politics is so biased these days that you are the guru, you're the smartest guy I've ever known in daycare, yet I would argue that you have been punished professionally based on who's in office. Is that fair? Like if there's a Democrat in power, you don't get the same door open that someone else would. Is that fair?
I think that's fair across the country and in every case for the past 10 years.
It is. Have you ever, and I'm serious, you're probably the smartest daycare guy I've ever met, probably the smartest political guy I've ever met, but it's more pervasive now than ever before, right? Or am I wrong?
Oh, no, yeah, I'd say since 2016, it's the worst it's ever been, yeah.
And to this point, this headline, for God's sakes, you could have written it. And I saw it yesterday. I sent it to him at like 4 a.m. Child care shortage threatens Pennsylvania's economy. A historic child care crisis is leaving thousands of Pennsylvania kids without access to critical early learning programs. Rob, how long have you been singing that song, sir?
We started really trying to raise warning signs before COVID, pre-COVID. So probably 2018, 2019. I think you and I were very active talking about it in 2020 as well.
These numbers are insane. Under half of eligible 3- and 4-year-old participants in publicly funded pre-K, affecting more than 78,000 children. Are there that many kids on the outside looking in, sir? Is it that bad?
Well, that's what they know of. So there's more. It's kind of like the unemployment rate. How many people aren't working or are underemployed and aren't trying or are not collecting unemployment benefits? So these are the ones we know about. We know in West Virginia that number is 28,000.
What?
And it's a much smaller state, much lower population. So it's a nationwide problem. And some states, some counties are actively trying to find the right solution because what we've been doing up to this point is not working.
Not working. It sucks. I mean, at the root of the axis, they're saying is the workforce shortage. I would argue it's kind of like chicken or the egg. The workforce shortage combined with a shortage of folks willing to fund this. Is that fair too, sir?
Well, the workforce shortage is not a child care issue. It's an American issue right now. So it's not fair to say child care has a workforce shortage. But just like every other industry, there are providers, child care providers that have great salaries, great hourly wages, great benefits. They understand the economies of scale and how to get to those numbers of enrollment where you can afford to pay well. And take advantage of a high quality workforce. So where the problem comes into place is Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, wanting to attract businesses to the area. And, there be a concern about quality childcare access. You're not going to move your company or put a corporate headquarters someplace where employees don't want to work, employees that want to start a family or something like that. So we're seeing some states and some counties get very aggressive in not trying to stroke a bigger check to, fund the same problems. Next year, they're going to come back and ask for more money. But to say, hey, we've got a problem here. How do we fix this long term? How do we stabilize the industry and make these providers sustainable long term so that they're profitable, they're paying well, they've got a good workforce there so we can attract economic growth to our county or our state?
Rob Kenya, who has owned and operated a significant number of daycares, who's actually described as a guru in this area. Okay, is this an accurate number? Since 2019, there have been a net loss of more than 600 child care providers in Pennsylvania. That's astounding, brother. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's low. I know West Virginia is going to see, they're expecting 600 closures this year. Working with different government officials in West Virginia. I think that number's low in Pennsylvania. I don't know how many daycare homes have popped up that make that net loss seem smaller than it is. But, the more important number than the number of centers or providers that have closed are the number of licensed spots you've lost. Do those 600 net loss, does that account for how many hundreds or thousands of enrollment spots?
Hey, Rob, you said this before. There are literally child care deserts in Western Pennsylvania, are there not, sir?
Yeah, that's a common term in the industry across the country. So Western Pennsylvania does not escape the fact that there are areas that have little to no licensed childcare spots, or just the capacity is so far below the demand that it becomes a childcare desert.
There are entire counties that have less than a dozen, right?
Yeah, there's counties that might have one, and not knowing what the capacity is. I mean, you have different challenges in a state like Pennsylvania. You've got rural areas, you've got suburban areas, you've got urban areas. I don't worry so much about the suburban areas because for-profit childcare franchise companies will open there to fulfill that need. But your rural areas and your urban areas, I think, are where the state has to look outside the box at some long-term solutions to solve those problems.
My man, dumb question, but what the hell happens to all these kids that have no child care? What the hell are they doing all day? And where are their parents at? What's going on?
Well, parents aren't going to work. Kids are at home, or they're put in situations that I would not suggest children be put in. They're dropped off. They're at a friend's house, at a family member's house. And when that doesn't work, mom or dad can't go to work. We're doing surveys in some areas. And one of the questions is, how has this impacted your income? Are you missing work, or are you missing a promotion, or are you missing, working full time because you don't have quality care for your child, or you don't have access to care at all for your child?
I hate to put you on the spot. Can you hang, man?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we can't just dump on this. We got to find out what the hell we're supposed to do about this. Rob Kane is hanging. We got to find out how to fix this. Wow. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser and Genesis. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. So some work on the Glenwood Bridge, a very important work, expansion dam replacement work, has forced the closure of the southbound or outbound side of that bridge per Pittsburgh Public Works. That's happening through Friday, the 18th, round the clock. And then next week, the northbound side of the bridge will have a closure from 6 p.m. on October 20th through 6 p.m. on Friday, October 25th. Now, there is a posted detour for vehicular traffic during these closures. Also, during the current closure this week, Pittsburgh Regional Transit's 56 Lincoln Place bus route is being detoured, and 6 stops are temporarily discontinued during that project. If folks who need to get some info can go to rideprt.org so that you can get all the info you need to know. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the relief hotline at 800-525-8448. 800-525-8448. 800-525-8448.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Just had Coit in my house cleaning the carpets. Wow. They're the best. Matt and Bill, the best. Right now, fall clean sale. Save 35% off all Coit services. Carpets, rugs, drapes. No one does it better. Call today. 35% off all Coit services. 1-800-FOR-COIT. 1-800-FOR-COIT. Coit is Pittsburgh's premier cleaner.
Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory, the area's undisputed leader in custom draperies, blinds, shades, shutters, and more. Here's Len Lachina.
Larry, with Lachina's high-quality fabrics, huge selection, 2 showrooms in Dormont and Wexford, and convenient shop and home service, there's no need to shop anywhere else. Plus, customers save money with Lachina's unbeatable factory direct pricing.
Call today and see why Lachina has been Pittsburgh's favorite for over 60 years. 412-665-4900 or go to lachinadrapery.com.
Traffic brought to you by Friendship Village of South Hills.
The KDKA Radio High School Football Game of the Week, powered by Bowser Chevrolet, is back. This week, Pine Richland is at rival North Allegheny in a Week 8 battle.
Presented by Coons Quality Foods, the official supermarket of high school football on KDKA. M7 Sports, the official sports complex training facility and recruiting management of high school football. AHN Sports Medicine takes you from sidelined to standout. Call 412-DOCTORS to book an appointment. Parmar Stores. If there's not a Parmar store near you, there will be soon. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. Shape your future. AllegiantFCU.org.
High school football lives on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So when I went to physical, and it's a physical therapy joint in Monroeville for balance for me personally, it's really changed everything about my balance. I couldn't do rock climbing. I can now. I felt uneasy coming downstairs in the morning. I feel great now. I'm serious. It's amazing what they do at physical. FYZICAL. Physical, 412-457-8200. It's in Monroeville, right behind the Monroeville Mall. Physical, 412-457-8200.
Support comes from Friendship Village of South Hills, a resort-style senior living community providing hospitality to Pittsburgh residents in search of stability, new connections, and new adventures. More information at friendshipvillagepa.com.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Veteran healthcare executive Mary Beth L. Jenkins has been named president and CEO of UPMC Health Plan and executive vice president of UPMC. Jenkins, who has been with UPMC since 1998, succeeds Diane P. Holder, who announced earlier this year she'd retire from the insurance services division that she grew into one of the biggest in Pennsylvania. Jenkins will take over on January 1st after Holder's departure at the end of December. Also, the board of the Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh voted to approve measures to move forward on the sale of the John P. Robbins Civic Building downtown to Action Housing to make way for an affordable housing conversion. The board vote calls for the URA to sell the historically designated office building at 200 Ross Street to the nonprofit affordable housing development firm for $3.975 million. Action's plan calls for the building out of a total of 68 studio, 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments in the 13th-story building, offering at rents affordable to those of incomes of 50 to 80% of median income, with the second and third floors to be used for office space for nonprofit affordable housing firms. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to pittsburghbusinesstimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
When I first met Rob Kenya, it's how we met. He owned a bunch of daycares. And we were actually raising money for a turkey drive. This is a fact. There was a pastor on the roof. It has to be 20 years ago. And he's trying to get over a certain amount of money to buy a certain number of turkeys for his whole family. No, I'm sorry, for his whole congregation. And Rob heard it coming through the Liberty Tubes and came in there and gave us a check. He's that generous. And he's the guru when it comes to daycare. And he's with us live. I don't know what to tell you. You've been talking about this for 10 years, and no one seems to give a crap. What is the solution, and how do we get to that, sir?
So the solution is actually to use existing funding to improve the current providers, both their workforce recruitment and retention, and then to implement economies of scale and some other things that make them profitable instead of coming back to the government year after year after year for more money. Because we're working with a lot of government officials right now in different states and different counties who are saying, where did the billions of dollars that were distributed during COVID go? Why are they coming back? You know, what's happening? We're not seeing increased workforce participation. And it's because we're putting money in to the same problems, to solve the same problems year after year after year. You know, so some different long-term solutions have to be implemented to.
Hold on, give me an example. Give me an example in a microcosmic way, Rob. What works? Give me an example of what would work in a specific area, because I don't know.
Yeah, so I think you know, we can follow what works in other industries. You know, the energy sector did a great job of workforce development programs, bringing people in, saying, we don't care what degree you have. If you want to work, we're going to train you. And they have wonderful training programs all across the Commonwealth, all across the country, actually, that get these people ready to show up to work on day one. You know, childcare has a lot of background checks and a lot of regulations. So you go through the interview and the onboarding process. And depending on the company, you know, my clients have a very significant onboarding process and training process.
Right.
So by the time you go through all the background checks and get through the onboarding process, it's a month possibly before you can be what's considered in ratio with children, let alone how long before they're comfortable having you in ratio and alone with children. Wow. If you had a certification process in the Commonwealth that certain providers were allowed to perform, that would put what we call folder ready staff to childcare centers. So you show up for an interview, you've been through this program, you're folder ready. You've got your health assessments, your background checks, things like that. I know you went through this program, which means I can put you in ratio tomorrow because you're ready to come and work. not only are we recruiting and retaining staff, but if that's a mom with 2 kids who shows up and that provider has free or significantly reduced childcare for employees, that's somebody that's saving a couple $1,000s a month.
I love
as
it.
well. So,
And is anyone doing this? Anyone doing this, Rob? In play right now?
I'm working with a couple of states and a couple of counties right now. Yeah.
But no one aggressively in Allegheny County, sir?
Allegheny County, not that I know of.
Damn.
No, I'm not really privy to anything happening in Allegheny County.
Hold on. And the reason why is because you're Republican. Is that fair?
I've been told a couple of meetings didn't happen because of that.
Yeah. That's what sucks about politics, man. And if I want to today, can I find daycare for my kids today?
In Allegheny County?
Yeah.
I think you're going to get on a bunch of wait lists.
Wow.
I'd be surprised if somebody called the show and said, I've got immediate openings.
Wow.
But I'm not 100% sure about every single provider in the county.
This is the worst the business has ever been in, ever, in terms of shortages, ever.
The industry? Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. You have a supply and demand problem like this in any other industry, and you've got investors rushing in to jump in to join it. Now we're seeing I do a private equity call probably once a week.
Yeah.
So investors are coming into the industry, but yeah, to the victor goes the spoils. The people that are willing to invest in this industry now are going to be making a lot of money for a long period of time.
Rob Kane, my man. Thanks, brother.
Hey, Marty, one thing.
Yeah.
Robbie, my son at Pitt, will be at that mixer, and I can tell you he's assured me it's good, clean fall fun, carving jack-o'-lanterns, bobbing for apples and things. So Governor Shapiro and son and your daughter will be in good hands.
His son is actually an insanely cool kid and brilliant and amazing and is in the same fraternity as Josh Shapiro's son, right?
Yeah.
No, I've heard.
They were all rooting for him to get the VP nod, I can tell you that.
My man. Thanks, brother.
Take care, Marty.
All right. I love that. The whole thing is tragic, the daycare scenario. And the fact is that he's been denied opportunity because he's a Republican is nauseating, but not surprising.
People often ask us, what's the most important part of running a successful business? And our answer is family.
Hi, John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window company for over 45 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're not just a customer. We treat you like family. We take the time to understand your needs and help you find the perfect windows for you and your home, like our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows.
They're the strongest, longest-lasting, best insulating windows you can buy. They're way better than vinyl.
We're passionate about enhancing the beauty and efficiency of Pittsburgh homes using the top-of-the-line replacement windows. And right now, you can save 30% plus get no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Join our family of satisfied customers.
Visit us on the web at metropolitanwindows.com.
Or give us a call at 412-655-8411. PA 1565.
Chances are you're not hearing this ad while topping 100 in your Aston Martin or taking a spin around town in your Rolls Royce. But if you are, then Donald Trump's tax plan is for you. Just ask him.
You're rich as hell. We're going to give you a tax cut?
But if you're hearing this on your way to work or school pickup, if you're heading to the grocery store or wondering how long you can stretch that tank of gas, then your plan is Kamala Harris's plan. She'll make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share so she can give the middle class a tax cut, as well as $25,000 for first-time home buyers, $6,000 for first-time parents, and a $50,000 tax deduction for starting a new business. Because that guy in the cyber truck that just zoomed by doesn't need another break. But Kamala Harris knows you sure could use one. Paid for by FFPAC, ffpac.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hey folks, Marty here. Your home is likely the biggest investment you'll make, and your roof is the most important part of your home. So, when you need a new roof, choose the region's roofing leader, NASCO Roofing. While fall is here, NASCO works and plans year-round. They're the best. Roofs are all NASCO does, and they're experts. Let NASCO exceed your expectations. Superior work and service. Most jobs done in a day. Nasco Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Overcast and 50 at Pittsburgh International. It's 10 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Pennsylvania's governor is sharing details of a recent phone call with tech mogul Elon Musk. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has the story.
Governor Josh Shapiro confirmed that call with KDKA Radio's Marty Griffin. Shapiro tells Griffin he was fulfilling a honey-do list at the time of the call from Thomas Tull, Hollywood producer turned investor.
So I was taking the trash out when Thomas reached out and said, hey, I want you to talk to Elon Musk about some economic development interests he has.
Shapiro acknowledged the political rift between him and Musk.
But I'm not going to let that stand in the way of me trying to bring jobs and economic growth to southwestern Pennsylvania.
Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
The grieving brother of the missing Armstrong County man found dead over the weekend endured more than 2 weeks of waiting.
Like a nightmare. Hey, don't go away.
That is Mark Kimberly with KDK Radio's Marty Griffin. 56-year-old David Kimberly left his Plum Creek Township home on September 23rd and was reported missing 5 days later. David was found shot to death in Jefferson County this past weekend.
When it broke on the news yesterday, I was on the way to see my mom, and I had to call her and tell her to turn off the TV and the radio.
State police say 33-year-old Cody Weiland has confessed and is facing first-degree murder and other charges. Mark Kimberly said an initial lack of interest from law enforcement in his brother's whereabouts was unbelievable. Police told him at one point they thought his brother was in Mexico. A woman is dead after a stabbing this morning in Homewood West. Police were sent around 5 a.m. to the 6800 block of Lyric Street. Officers found the woman inside a residence with a stab wound to the chest. They say she died at the scene. Police think an altercation may have preceded that stabbing.
Campaign 2024, the race for the White House.
The Republican and Democratic Party nominees for the president and vice president are visiting Pittsburgh this week and next. Vice President Kamala Harris is holding a campaign rally in Erie this evening. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will campaign Tuesday afternoon in Lawrence and Butler counties before a rally in Pittsburgh. It will be the third visit for Walz in western Pennsylvania. Also, former President Donald Trump is planning a rally next week in Allegheny County. In observance of Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day, federal, state, and county offices and courts are closed. Banks are closed as well as post offices. No mail delivery or collection today. Garbage, however, is being collected on a regular schedule. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 192 points at 43,055. The Nasdaq is up 146. The S&P up 40 points. KDKA Sports, Penguins Canadians tonight at Montreal. The Bills visit the Jets on Monday Night Football. Baseball playoffs has Mets Dodgers with LA up 1-0 in the NLCS. And the Guardians and Yankees open the ALCS in New York. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, your roofer with thousands of 5-star reviews. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. Learn about Medicare's annual enrollment and see if your current plan is still best for you. Contact Dina Schmidt at One Health Benefits, 724-799-8873. Overcast and 50 in Pittsburgh now. The AccuWeather forecast next.
It's happening here in Pennsylvania. Sanctuary cities are releasing violent illegal immigrants onto our streets with the help of Bob Casey. Casey voted repeatedly to fund these dangerous sanctuary cities. Casey's policy let more illegals, more criminals loose in our neighborhoods, making our families less safe. Worse, instead of deporting criminal illegals, Casey voted to give them amnesty. Casey's amnesty would give illegal immigrants your Social Security and Medicare. That's right. Casey would give your benefits to illegals, but he'd also make you pay more. Casey voted for higher taxes on seniors' Social Security benefits. Seniors can't afford higher taxes? Bob Casey, taxing you to pay illegals. It's just another Casey con job. It's time for a change. It's time to fire Bob Casey. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SenateLeadershipFund.org.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Safety, security, and comfort at home starts with a good roof over your head. Need a new roof? Choose the region's roofing leader, NASCO. While fall is here, NASCO works and plans year-round, and roofs are all they do. They're experts. They've got an A-plus rating. NASCO exceeds expectations with superior work and service and a lifetime roof warranty. Special financing available. Call NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. NASCO Roofing, NASCO.
The Halloween sale's happening now at Spitzer Acura. But don't worry, there's absolutely no tricks. Panda only dishes out treats at Spitzer Acura, like monster savings on new Acuras with the Panda price and a sweet lifetime powertrain warranty at no charge. Plus, anytime you come in for service, you'll get a complimentary loaner vehicle. So don't miss the Halloween sale. Stop in and let our friendly consultants help you find your perfect new Acura.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Acura McMurray.
Our world revolves around you.
See dealer for details.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will be mostly cloudy, blustery, and much cooler than recent days with a couple of showers and a high just 53. Mostly cloudy tonight with a passing shower and a low of 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Lachina Drapery and Blind Factory, the area's best and most trusted name in custom window treatments, custom draperies, blind, shade, shutters, and more. Unmatched craftsmanship, factory direct pricing. Call 412-665-4900 or go to lachinadrapery.com.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Offices in downtown Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Schedule an appointment with one of our Pittsburgh or Cranberry area attorneys. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh, tired of using your summer's painting year after year? Then do what Deanna did. She called Rhino Shield.
I was noticing some cracks and the paint's faded. I was like, okay, I think I should get my house painted. So my neighbor had a Rhino Shield placard in the yard. And after they were finished, I was just, wow. With the warranty and everything, it just seemed silly not to go that route.
The ceramic coating of Rhino Shield is specifically formulated for our climate.
So the Rhino Shield crew came out. Nothing was damaged in the process. I was very happy. You couldn't even tell they were there. And the house looked so different. It just looked like a new home.
Right now, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price. Plus, there's more great news. Rhino Shield is partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer no payments until 2026 for qualified buyers.
I think it increases the curb appeal of your home. Definitely worth it.
Here's Rhino Shield Shane Smith.
Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint. Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
What's up? Getting a lot of blowback, a lot of feedback, a lot of texts about Josh Shapiro. He's very charming, very smooth. Seriously, he's a player. I want to play some sound from Trump that scared a lot of people, and I have to ask my boy Ron Layton if this is significant. Listen to this piece of sound from Trump over the weekend. Listen.
Are you expecting chaos on Election Day?
No, I don't think so. Not from the side that votes for Trump.
But I'm just wondering if these outside agitators will start up on Election Day. Let's say you win. I mean, let's remember you've got 50,000 Chinese nationals in this country in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
You've got people on the terrorist watch list, 350 in the last couple of years. You've got, like you said, 13,000 murderers and 15,000 rapists.
Right.
What are you expecting? Joe Biden said he doesn't think it's going to be a peaceful Election Day.
Well, he doesn't have any idea what's happening in all fairness. He spends most of his day sleeping. I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within, not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. By the way, totally destroying our country. The towns, the villages, they're being inundated. But I don't think they're the problem in terms of election day. I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military, because they can't let that happen.
Fascinating. Wow. Ron Layton served 4 presidents in the Secret Service, one of the smartest men I've ever known, and top 1% in terms of national security and other relevant issues. Ron, good morning, sir.
Marty, good afternoon. Thanks for having me back on KDKA.
Wow. I go into this mind freeze, and I don't even know what the hell time it is. Do you ever see a scenario where we call the U.S. military in, sir, to quell election issues?
So I heard the interview and I read the article. There are a couple of there are technical features. I would like to say the comments are moot, but they're really not, because Mr. Trump is such a powerful figure.
Right.
However, one of the things that has to be noted is that, number one, on Election Day, even if Mr. Trump wins the election, he will not be a constitutional officer and will not have the authority to do any of that stuff that he said.
Wow.
So that's number one. He wouldn't have the authority to do so. Number two, if you dig into these kinds of things, first of all, the National Guard is generally under the purview of the governors. So you had Josh Shapiro on earlier, and you specifically talked about taking National Guard and Pennsylvania State Police, sending them down to the hurricane-affected area. He can do that because he's the governor, because they report to him. So that's the issue with using the National Guard. The other issue specifically that Mr. Trump cited in his commentary was the use of the military for a more extreme environment, I suppose. Yep. Problem is, there's something called posse comitatus. This was enacted in 1878, revised in 1981. The point is that specifically removes the military from civilian law enforcement. And if you know any folks in the military, whether they're rank and file troops or especially high-ranking officers, like some of which that I worked at the White House, they would tell you that United States military troops enforcing anything on an American street is abhorrent to our system of government.
Man, it's so enlightening. All right, point number 2, and I sent in this last week. Trump campaign requested use of military aircraft for the final stage of his campaign. What the hell does that mean, man?
Well, one of the things that at least the American public and maybe globally, we are learning that the higher level constitutional officer that you are, the more stuff you get. So I've talked to you before about, it's very difficult to get former presidential protection resources at the same level of the president or even the vice president. Now, why I didn't say this on the air, there are so many things that are behind the scenes that the military does. Because if you think about it, we just talked about constitutional officers.
Right.
The president sits at the top of the National Command Authority. So now you're talking about things like, emergency communications with the military, the potential to control our ability to defend ourselves with nuclear weapons, like all of that kind of stuff that you do as the commander-in-chief of the military. And again, it's National Command Authority. Everything else you're talking about with respect to former presidents, Marty, these people are civilians. And so those assets that specifically go for the express purpose of protecting our democracy are simply unavailable to former presidents. That's why it's so hard. Now, there are other things that have to do with money and authorization and the use of military planes, but that's a big piece of it. There's another piece of this that is kind of going unsaid. I don't know if it's true. I've read some things online. I've certainly talked to colleagues about it. But I will tell you this, if and only if there is chatter with respect to some type of threat to Mr. Trump's aircraft, That is a monumental game changer. I mean, that is something that we have to be even careful about how we talk about it in an open environment, particularly on the radio. But the point is that the reason to ask for that type of asset, meaning a military asset, I'm presuming it would be something like a C-17 I've flown on hundreds of times, is because that aircraft has countermeasures. And you would say counter to what? Counter to a surface-to-air threat or a man-portable threat, which, and again, that is, now we're in a different universe.
Wow.
And so now we're talking, we are in a different universe. So I don't know if that is the basis for the request, but if even a whiff or a hint of that is true, then we got to have additional conversations, because that's a game changer.
Can you hang?
I can.
Oh, I got to ask him a really important question when we come back.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Look out! Here comes Wrong Way Rob Matsey. Always flying the wrong way. Matsey sent millions of your tax dollars to Philadelphia. While here in Beaver County, we needed help. In fact, Rob Matsey votes 99% of the time with the woke Philadelphia liberals. And Rob Matsey's not lying straight when it comes to our values. Rob Matsey voted to make it easier to let violent criminals back on the street. Matsey even voted to let biological males on girls' sports teams and in their locker rooms. With Wrong Way Rob Matsey in the cockpit, it's all left wing. Rob Matsey doesn't share our values anymore. A lifetime on the taxpayer dime made him forget where he's from. To Rob Matsey, Beaver County's just flyover country. But there's hope. Michael Parrish shares our values. He'll fight for jobs, lower taxes, and make life affordable again. Michael Parrish, he shares our values. One of us for a change.
Paid for by HRCC, authorized by Michael Parrish.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. I love this company, Universal Windows Direct. Fall is here. Perfect time to replace those old, nasty windows. Check this out. Call them direct right now, 412-545-6003. For every 2 windows you buy, get 2 free. Love it. Buy 4, get 4 free. Love it. There's no limit. Plus, 0% financing for 60 months. Windows, the best. Universal Windows Direct, folks. 412-545-6003.
Imagine being able to change a child's story. I'm a volunteer at CASA of Westmoreland who is working to make that dream a reality. As a volunteer court-appointed special advocate, I advocate for abused and neglected children, ensuring their voices are heard in court. You can be that voice. Join CASA and make a lasting impact in a child's life. Visit casaofwestmoreland.org to volunteer or donate today. That's casaofwestmoreland.org. Be the change a child needs.
Water damage to your home or business? Don't know what to do next? At ServiceMaster of Greater Pittsburgh, we do. Demand the yellow van.
Demand the yellow van. Call ServiceMaster.
So, people tell me they're afraid to call a lawyer. Rosen and Perry, they're known as the caring lawyers. Man, they care. JP's my man. The absolute best for medical malpractice or serious injury cases. When you call, you'll talk to a nurse or a doctor. I'm serious. What happened? When did it happen? Then you'll meet with lawyers and figure out what happened and why. And if someone did something wrong, they will be held responsible. Get you the largest recovery in the industry. That's what they do because they care. Rosen and Perry, 412-281-4200.
Are you paying too much for prescription drugs? Other pharmacies take a $5 drug and charge $300, but not at Blueberry Pharmacy. We introduced the Cost Plus model over 4 years ago, ensuring transparent and fair pricing. From our North Hills location, Blueberry Pharmacy services Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. We apply the same pricing principle to everything from blood pressure medication to chemotherapy drugs. Enjoy exceptional service where you can talk to a real person like me. Call us at 412-612-2279 or visit blueberrypharmacy.com.
Allegheny County is looking for poll workers to work the election November 5th. Poll workers earn $150 to $175 for the day, plus paid training. For more information and to apply, visit AlleghenyVotes.com. That's AlleghenyVotes.com.
We want you back after this break. Heart disease kills one person every 33 seconds. Schedule your heart screening at UPMC today.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow by New Nordic. Millions of men and women around the world trust Hair Grow. With its patented tocotrienol complex, Hair Grow naturally reduces inflammation in the scalp and is clinically proven to promote new hair growth and increase hair count in as little as 4 months. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com. Or in stores at your local CVS.
Rita, Jorge, let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right. Ron Layton's with me. Served 4 presidents, has 2 PhDs, a national championship. He's in the Football Hall of Fame. 1 interview away from being the director of the Secret Service. And one of my good friends. Family at this point. So I got to play him something. Ron, you there?
I am.
All right, I got to play you something. And I got to ask your opinion on this. And I heard this. And I had to go to a guy that I trust and your wisdom and your knowledge. Listen to this. Listen.
You're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is? Putting women down? That's not acceptable.
So that was actually last week in East Liberty. That was Obama. It's created a firestorm. In essence, Obama's saying, "Hey, black men, I don't give a damn if you don't respect her as a woman, and I really do care if you're voting for Trump as a man." And now the narrative is that he screwed up by doing this. And I never drag Ron into politics, but he's very intelligent and very insightful. I'm guessing you heard this, Ron.
Marty, I'm so insightful I didn't hear it.
Oh, wow.
So I did not hear it as you just played it, but I'm reasonably familiar with what he said.
Right.
Now, if you're gonna ask Ron's professional law enforcement opinion, obviously I have no opinion. However, Ron from Pittsburgh and grew up in Homewood in the Hill District, went to Central, all that kind of stuff. Actually, didn't care for it. I didn't care for it because I thought I was being lectured to.
Nice.
And I don't know how well that goes over from a political figure. I did like put your phone down and go vote.
Yeah. And don't boo, vote. I like that too.
Yeah, I did too. I think we've got far too few people in our great nation who, for whatever reason, don't vote. I can remember, I don't know how old I was, 9 or 10 years old, walking somewhere in Oakland or the Hill or wherever we were, and my mother looked at me and she said, "You need to vote because too many people died so that you could vote."
Wow.
So, but my point is, she never said, vote for this person or for that person. That is reserved for whatever informs you to go out and do so. I didn't. That's the bottom line, Marty. I thought I was being lectured to. And let me go one step further.
Yeah.
Had Donald Trump done the same thing when either talking to black folks or particularly if he had done it in an area where there were predominantly white folks, people would lose their minds. And not to say that people aren't upset about this, but I didn't like it coming from a political figure, primarily because I felt like it was a lecture.
Let me say this, though. Here's what it tells me, brother. It tells me they have data that suggests black men, more than ever before, are thinking about voting for Trump. That's what it tells me. And it tells me they're nervous about it if they've got the man himself, the living legend, out there lecturing, as you put it, black men about this, right? That would tell me they're nervous about it.
Well, they have a lot of internal data, and I have heard many people say things like this. And again, we're just talking here, we're not talking about anything in law enforcement. But I have heard many people say things like, would you look at the behavior of either Mr. Trump or you pick the president, and would you want your family member to be like that?
Right.
And that's certainly an argument. But let me tell you what I think that the argument of the day is. At the end of the day, when did you have more money? Are you better off? And no matter who it is, I don't have to have dinner with you, and I don't even really have to like you. You know what I do have to do? I've got to go to the grocery store. I got to fill my tank up with gas, and I need to buy a house, and I need to evaluate who puts me in a better position to do those things without kind of mimicking whether I would want my child to behave like the office holder.
Hey, swinging back around, where the hell would Trump sit on a C-17? Seriously, where? Are there seats?
No. Okay, so C-17s are cargo planes.
Yeah.
They're highly capable. I've been on hundreds. There is something that the Air Force does. They roll in something called an executive cargo pallet.
Oh.
And so think about, a kitchen, reclining seats, the luxury version, all on a pallet that you simply roll onto the aircraft. I have seen it before.
Wow.
Let me tell you something. It is as nice as a flying machine as you're going to find.
Wow.
But trust me, they could do it if they thought they needed to. But again, Marty, we're going far afield here.
I get it.
Yeah. Yep.
You're my man.
Marty, be well. Thank you.
Thanks, brother. Best ever.
Greenewalt Roofing is hiring sales professionals. Join their growing team and earn top commissions and enjoy superior benefits and support. Don't miss out on this chance to advance your sales career. Apply now at greenewaltroofing.com. Greenewalt Roofing. Your sales career starts here.
Tell you what, I'm serious about this. Some of the best Italian food I've ever had in my life. And I mean, I'm an old guy. This restaurant in Oakmont, Michael A's. Whoo! Slamming. Folks, slamming. 9.9 on a scale of 10. Seriously, Michael A's, Oakmont. Homemade, handcrafted Italian. I'm telling you, it'll be the best you've ever eaten. Michael A's, Oakmont.
This planet is so incredibly beautiful that I can't get enough of it. I did 950 miles on the Pacific Crest Trail, and Good Feet was with me all the way.
Are you worried about pain and discomfort? Don't let your feet get in the way. Learn how the Good Feet store can help you.
Your passion's important, but if your body aches and if your heel feels like you've got a nail stuck in it and won't come out, Trust me, it's going to wear you down. The Good Feet store knew what they were talking about and took the time to really dial in what I needed. I hiked 84 miles in the Himalaya and to do it pain-free. You think I'm not grateful for Good Feet?
You deserve a better life, too. Come to the Good Feet store today. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, in Morgantown at Suncrest Town Center, or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Good Feet, because you deserve comfort in your life. No waiting required. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available and proudly made in the USA.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED. And it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 48 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. An Armstrong County man reported missing more than 2 weeks ago was found dead in Jefferson County last weekend. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has the story.
56-year-old David Kimberly was shot. His body found in his van in a wooded area. His brother Mark told KDKA Radio's Marty Griffin law enforcement was at first indifferent about his brother's welfare.
I kept telling him something was wrong. You know, it was out of character, and there was just no interest.
Mark says he was told his brother was probably in Mexico. Kitanning's Criminal Investigations Unit took over the investigation last week. Troopers say 33-year-old Cody Weiland has confessed to shooting Kimberly and is facing first-degree murder and other charges. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
A man was in critical condition after being struck by a vehicle this morning in Penn Hills. 911 was notified around 6:30 of the incident near Frankstown Road at Overbrook Drive. First responders took the victim to the hospital. The driver remained on scene. Pittsburgh officials are allowing a controversial statute to remain mostly uncovered as a legal battle over its status continues. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has details.
In 2020, then Mayor Bill Peduto and the city's Art Commission wanted to remove the Christopher Columbus statue over concerns it glorified a man who mistreated native inhabitants. The Italian Sons and Daughters of America sued to keep the statue in the park, and in 2022, Common Pleas Judge John McVeigh Jr. dismissed the lawsuit, ruling that Pittsburgh officials had the right to remove the statue. However, a state appellate court reversed McVeigh's decision and sent the case back to Allegheny County, where it remains awaiting another court date. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 188 points, the Nasdaq up 157, the S&P 500 is up 43. KDK Radio News time is 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, and the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for the Power of Bowser. Bowser Truck Month continues at Bowser Buick GMC, and our deals are as impressive as our trucks. Get ready for a truck that can handle anything you throw at it. The 2024 GMC Sierra Pro. Right now at Bowser Buick GMC, lease the 24 Sierra Pro for just $369 a month. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Buick GMC today and take advantage of these limited time offers. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to help you find your perfect truck. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $464 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. With approved credit through GM Financial. Offer ends October 31st. Bowser Buick, GMC, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
CBS Eye on Veterans from connectingvets.com. During the past 2 weeks, veteran-led disaster relief groups have been on the ground helping people recover from back-to-back hurricanes Milton and Helene. Brian Stern, a special operations veteran and founder of the Gray Bull Rescue Foundation, describes what their mission is like.
It's a blend of social work and 911 dispatch. It's kind of that blend is what our case managers are. This just happened 72 hours ago. One of the women who worked for me is a grandmother who's talking with this family, and she's like, I'm a grandmother, I'm a mother. I know, think about your children. That's what you need to do. Stay alive. They're on their way. We won't leave you behind.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
At Progressive, we know there's a lot of things you can track. Steps, calories, heart rate, your pet steps, screen time, the whereabouts of your favorite celebrity, how long you slept, how long you didn't sleep, how long you thought about sleeping, how long you thought about sleeping. But none of these things could save you money, unlike Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate based on how and how much you drive. It's much better for your bottom line than tracking your Cocker Spaniel's resting heart rate. So download the Progressive app today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be mostly cloudy, rather windy, and much cooler than it has been of late, with a couple of showers moving through, the high just 53. Remaining mostly cloudy tonight with a shower, low 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team as they discuss romantic meals and the favorite dish you cook for your significant other. It's the Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Just had Coit in my house, cleaning the carpets. Wow. They're the best. Matt and Bill, the best. Right now, fall clean sale. Save 35% off all Coit services. Carpets, rugs, drapes. No one does it better. Call today. 35% off all Coit services. 1-800-FOR-COIT. 1-800-FOR-COIT. Coit is Pittsburgh's premier cleaner.
Back at it today. Steelers. Some talk about them, of course. Also, we just keep creeping closer to the election. So much to talk about both candidates, right? 2 to 6 today, right here, KDKA, Colin Dunlap.
Insane problems. This is kind of scary, actually. No one wants to serve anymore. No one. Man, you want to go back to World War I, World War II. You want to go back to World War II. Men were lying about their age. They're like 16 years old, man, lying about their age so they can serve. Not anymore. Facts. The U.S. military facing a recruiting crisis. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, all falling short. Army missed its goal by 20%. Wow. Wow. Active duty Army is now 445,000 soldiers, smallest since 1940. Wow. Navy, Air Force, in crisis. I've got a fantastic Marine on the phone. By the way, I'm biased. Marine's my favorite service. Robert, good morning. How are you, sir?
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Griffin. How you doing today?
My man, give us your full name and your background and what you do for a living, because this is fascinating to me.
My name is Major Robert Zvonik. I'm a Pittsburgh native, grew up Shaler Township in the North Hills, graduated 1998, had a scholarship to play defensive tackle, University of Buffalo, from 98 to 2001. Had chances at the NFL. That was my whole first part of my life, was being a football player. Took football as far as I could go. In that, got done with football. I started my plan with football was, youth football. I was a theater major in college, and it was trying to, use sports, be around. Jerry Maguire was a big movie back then, but get around the sport, get around the advertising. But my professors in the theater program were big on experience, and they always pushed the military. 9/11 occurred. I was in Buffalo. I saw a lot of the players on my team were from the boroughs, and it really resonated. I was putting all my effort in football, and I'm like, man, this is something that's going right now, coinciding with my dream of being an NFL D tackle. And I got done with football. My friend, he was a teacher in Shaler. He joined the Army. He goes in the 173rd Airborne. And, hearing those theater professors talking about not getting experience, it really was like, hey, this is my time to go out and serve. I enlisted in the Marines. I out of Ross Park, out on McKnight. I didn't know what branch really I was going to go into. I showed up at the recruiting station, and when I was walking up to the parking lot, the Marines were standing like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm thinking about joining the military." They're like, "Get over here." And they talked to me like the football coaches did, and I was like, "Man, this really seems like this is a good choice." And I enlisted, became an anti-air assaultman, loved that, and then through that I saw...
Oh, you look at me right now!
The Marine Corps! I wanted to get into public relations.
You're gonna turn around, face my building now! Not loud enough, face me now! Face my building now!
And speaking with the public, my theater performance, I was talking to my professors on the...
You know what I tell you too? This road only. Fall off.
We have a lot of experimentation, a lot of learning to do. We cannot wait to move out. We have to change. We have to move out now. And we have to preserve enough to look.
And our main effort is going out and giving that knowledge.
Characterized military force in readiness. They're the Marine Expeditionary Units, self-contained, forward deployed.
And less likely to serve. It's propensity. And that's where, getting into those schools and telling them, because it's just familiarity. That like we're not getting the access in the school that would be ideal to continue to encourage the all-volunteer military.
Major, what is it? Because my father, all of his cousins, all of his brothers served. Everybody served. What is it now where young people say, to hell with that? What is it, Major? What is it?
They got a ton of options, and a lot of it with the social media side. They're seeing so much, and they're a lot just zoned into their phones. That's a big factor.
Wow.
But when you get the face with the young adult, start to hear and say, hey, like, what are you looking at? Like I heard Governor Shapiro on at 11, he was talking about AI, all these opportunities, what your military can provide. I'm Marine Corps to a T, but I look at the other 5 branches and I do, everything from, like we go to the moon. I mean, like that is not, there was a Marine colonel. She was leading a major effort with NASA 2 years ago, female colonel pilot from the Marines going to the moon. You got everything from the communications platforms to the weaponry to the medical side. What your military can do for a young adult, look at it like a full paid internship for these young adults. They get out of college, they got the academics. In Pennsylvania, huge academic, great school, and that's where it frustrates me when I sit there and I listen to what these young adults want to do, and I'm like, I've got a way and a means to get to that end. Like we are an ultimate end when it comes down to that credibility.
Hey, Major, we have a sales executive here whose daughter right now is on a full ride to Notre Dame through the U.S. military for tech. It's out there, isn't it, sir?
Yes, sir. She's probably executing the NROTC scholarship, and I appreciate you having me on. Talking about these scholarships. If we could get into schools right now, I got 2 that are going, 2 boards. One's going end of November. The officer, I'll put out information to your website after this. Saying it's called the Naval Officer Training Corps. It's a fully paid, you go in full tuition, you go, and then you graduate and you get an opportunity starting off as a 22, 23-year-old where you're a leader of Marines. You're building a portfolio and everything from, aircraft to leading troops all the way through. And you come out of college and you'll, in 4 years, you would build a scope of credibility where you'll have performance evaluations written. These young adults, they come on and we have trouble keeping them in the service because there's so many opportunities that they get after that.
Major, can you hang? Hang for me, sir. All right? Thanks, Major. We'll be right back. Good stuff.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
So, I was on the phone yesterday with Julian Gray. We've become good friends. He's an elder law attorney. I met him, became very close when my parents passed, and he took over our state, had the whole family sitting in his office, made a tremendous difference in our lives. I was talking to him yesterday about how important it is to get an elder law attorney like the folks at Julian Gray and Associates involved. I'll tell you why. Major tax implications, major health care implications, major input you need from an expert, a true insider like Julian Gray and his folks that made a massive difference in the lives of the Griffin family. It's never too late to do this. It's never too late to plan your estate. But do it as soon as possible. Julian Gray, grayelderlaw.com. Grayelderlaw.com. I'm telling you, folks, they did a wondrous job for the Griffin family. 412-458-6000. grayelderlaw.com.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
Centimark provides solutions for commercial roofing and flooring needs, re-roofing to roof repairs to concrete polishing and traffic solutions. While roofing and flooring is the business, giving back to the community is Centimark's commitment. 724-514-8700.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
UPMC saved my life. It's just the truth. And when I had cancer. And now they prolong my life. Seriously. I have been in what's called swallow therapy. I had choked 4 times. Heimlich maneuver 4 times. Now, nothing. Now, clear path. Now, I feel safe and secure with the therapy I received at UPMC. It's an amazing place. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
Looking for an out-of-the-ordinary getaway? AAA presents Yellowstone in winter, a 5-night tour package to America's most famous national park and more. Trust us, winter is the absolute best time for viewing the park's spectacular wildlife, and jaw-dropping natural wonders.
We
And
have to
best of
change.
all, you can forget about any
We have a lot of experimentation, a lot of learning to do. We cannot wait to move out. We have to change. We have to move out now. And we have to preserve enough to learn in the future over the coming years to make sure we get it right.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve.
Opportunity for an optional snowmobile excursion. Join them this winter. They offer 4 dates, January 18th or 25th and February 1st or 8th. Visit AAA or call 1-800-354-8761.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. TGI Friday is calling it an era of transformation. Translation, more restaurants are shutting down. 36 closed 10 months ago, and now at least a dozen more will have served their last loaded potato skins, with locations in Virginia, Michigan, New York, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut closing their doors this week. TGI Friday has been struggling for years as diners shift away from legacy dining brands. Data from Technomics shows sales were down 15% last year. Bath & Body Works is apologizing and pulling its snowed-in candle off the shelf. That's because the winter-themed snowflake design on the candle is being compared to the hoods worn by KKK members. The company says the design was unintentional. And American Airlines is number one, but it's not a good thing. The carrier mishandles more luggage than any other U.S.-based airline, according to Quartz, using Transportation Department numbers. The rate, 8 bags per 1,000. United is in second place, followed by Alaska Airlines. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Marty Griffin. You got Major Robert Dvorak, sorry, Major. The numbers are astounding, actually shocking, and a bit scary. The Major served 4 combat tours of duty in the Marines, which, by the way, is my favorite branch of the armed services. Marines never jack around. They're always on time. They're always prompt. They're always gentlemen, and they fold the hell out of their clothes. Other than that, Major, are we in a crisis situation where there might come a point where we cannot defend our nation because we don't have the numbers, sir?
We'll always defend. When you went through in the open and going through the other branches, falling short of their accessions, the Marines, we made it, but we only made it by one applicant, went over our end of what we were going for. But it's getting challenging. I mean, it is the trajectory. If we don't get out and get in the public, which we're fighting to do, a lot of COVID set up parameters and how people want to interact with the population. A lot of the schools, they just want to be able to go with the current state of hey, we don't need this full face-to-face interaction.
I agree.
And that's what we've been the past 2 years, just hard. Let's get back in the schools and get face-to-face, because when we start speaking to the young students, you can see their eyes open and their ears they tilt in, and they start to hear about all these opportunities. And it's just not you can't really pick who's going to be the ultimate success in the military. I've sent football captains and they fall apart, and then I've sent a real young, unassuming young adult, and they come back looking like a lion, like just standing there ready to take on the world. And it is just getting around them and speaking to them. One of our great efforts is getting in the schools and getting in the cafeteria. Is the only time that these young adults really put down that phone for a brief period of time, and they start to eat. When we get into the cafeterias and we get around the populations, they like to interact. It's almost a welcome.
Yeah, but Major, let's be honest. Let's be honest, Major. They've done tests. Most of these kids can't pass the physical, and a significant number can't pass the entrance exam to get into the military. That's a problem, too, isn't it, sir?
Oh, it is. It's a challenge. Pennsylvania has a great education system, and it's out there. When you look at the numbers of the population, less than 10% or right around 10 to 15% are qualified for service and meet the medical got the aptitude, have the moral background.
Wow.
So you have to work with a population that and then you want them to volunteer for their service. So it's a challenge, but when we get in there, we get the results. Like when we get around the young adults and they say, you know what, that is something that interests me. It really works.
Listen to this. Listen to this, Major. I've got Susan from Lebo. Debt-free. I'm a Navy sailor. Debt-free. Receive housing allowance to cover rent. Receive large signing bonus. Trained in nuclear power. Set for life. What about the kids who say, you know what? I don't want to die in the service. What about that?
Like, you know what, sir? When you look at the numbers, it's minimal. When you look at what goes out, and then when you consider all the other opportunities, it's like we are like a force, a ready force to go out and conduct humanitarian operations. We are a force that goes out and confronts tyranny. But when you look at the force and we prepare it for that unknown, it is meant to provide deterrence through strength, that when our adversaries, when they look at the United States, they see a ready force that's capable, and that deters them from any acts of aggression. So it's paramount that we get into these schools and get and talk to these young adults, because a lot of this, what we're looking for is a lot of that aptitude that we don't get access to.
You know what, though, Major, and I hate to interrupt you, but I see this as part of the deterioration of the American family. They are more committed to their cell phone than they are to family and friends. They're more committed to their Twitter page and what they have for dinner than to American preserving freedom. That's tough, sir, is it not?
Oh, it is. But we ought, that is becoming now an effort in the operating environment. When you start looking at the current threats that we face, a lot of the AI, a lot of the systems being it, that's where these ones that love looking at that phone.
True.
We go up to them and we say, young man, young woman, have you ever considered this, where they're able to, bring that aptitude and bring that skill set that they possess and come in and work in our communications, work in our communication strategy, where they're going out and working with the media and whatnot. It's an effort in itself. So, it's all there. I fully believe the resilience of the United States. We will defend. I worry that we're at a point now, and you hear a lot of people talk about the pendulum swinging.
Yep.
That scares me. I want to never have a bad occurrence to where all of a sudden we're rushing to form a force in order to confront.
Major, I love you. I could hear you all day long, and you're always welcome. And I'm so glad
you're the man.
You reached out. You're the best. Major, go get him. Anything I can do to help, I'm all in, sir.
You're the man, Mr. Griffin. Thank you for this.
He's fantastic.
The KDKA mobile news fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington, Wexford, and Uniontown. Visit Shorkey Kia today.
At Baths R Us, we're terrible roofers. We stink at installing siding. And don't ever call us for your kitchen remodel. But if you want a stunning, beautiful bathroom makeover in just 2 or 3 days, now that's when you want to call us. See, unlike most contractors these days, we offer only one service, bathroom remodeling. We don't spread ourselves thin by doing roofing or siding and a bunch of other stuff. Nope. At Baths R Us, we dedicate every company resource into mastering the craft of bath transformations. It's why we're the Midwest's biggest 5-star family-owned bathroom company. And it's why we have the happiest customers. Just check out our Google reviews. Baths R Us. We're terrible roofers, but we're awesome bathroom remodelers. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
SchultzFord.com.
SchultzFord.com. SchultzFord.com. SchultzFord.com.
Ready for Medicare enrollment? Is your current plan still the best for you? Dina Schmid, founder of One Health Benefits, is an expert in navigating all Medicare plan options and providing you with a complete comprehensive plan that best fits your needs. With over 2 decades of experience, Dina makes sure you're well covered and there's never a fee for her services. Call One Health Benefits today, 724-799-8873, 724-799-8873. Learn more at onehealthbenefits.com.
Hey, folks. Marty here. I have known Bob Tootie since high school. 50 years. In that time, I have watched him build the best HVAC company I've ever seen. Commercial, industrial, residential. The pricing, the professionalism, the compassion, the kindness, the Heat for the Needy campaign. Amazing. Tootie Mechanical, 412-307-4699.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 49 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro shares details of his call with tech mogul Elon Musk. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the details.
Governor Josh Shapiro confirmed that call with KDKA Radio's Marty Griffin. Shapiro tells Griffin he was fulfilling a honey-do list at the time of the call from Thomas Tull, Hollywood producer turned investor.
So I was taking the trash out when Thomas reached out and said, hey, I want you to talk to Elon Musk about some economic development interests he has.
Shapiro acknowledged the political rift between him and Musk.
But I'm not going to let that stand in the way of me trying to bring jobs and economic growth to southwestern Pennsylvania.
Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
An Armstrong County man reported more than 2 weeks ago missing was found dead in Jefferson County last weekend. News Radio KDKA's Paul Rasmussen has the story.
56-year-old David Kimberly was shot, his body found in his van in a wooded area. His brother Mark told KDKA Radio's Marty Griffin law enforcement was at first indifferent about his brother's welfare.
I kept telling him something was wrong. It was out of character, and there was just no interest.
Mark says he was told his brother was probably in Mexico. Kataning's Criminal Investigations Unit took over the investigation last week. Troopers say 33-year-old Cody Weiland has confessed to shooting Kimberly and is facing first-degree murder and other charges. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
A woman is dead after a stabbing this morning in Homewood West. Police were sent around 5 a.m. to the 6800 block of Lyric Street. Officers found the woman inside a residence with a stab wound to the chest. She died at the scene. Police believe an altercation may have preceded the stabbing. Aliquippa police arrested over the weekend a man and a woman wanted on felony charges. Wesley Matthews and Bobby Joe Hutchinson were accused of assaulting a police officer in Scottdale and were transported to Westmoreland County on Sunday. Emergency crews responded to an accident Sunday at Lernerville Speedway in Butler County. A driver was flown to UPMC Presby after his car crashed into a wall, went airborne, and landed on its roof at about 2:30. The Butler Eagle reports the jaws of life were used to cut the driver out of the car. No word of his current condition. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 193 points, the NASDAQ up 160, and the S&P 500 is up 43 points. KDK Sports, Steelers over the Raiders 32-13. They're now 4-2 on the year. Next up, the Jets Sunday night at Acrisure Stadium. News brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, installing most roofs in just one day. Trust PJ.com. KDK Radio News Time, 103. Time to call Shenderovich, and Fishman. Why pay 40% when you can pay 25%? Call 888-98-TWINS. Cloudy and 49 degrees in Pittsburgh. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
As a mom of 3, I'm responsible for big decisions impacting my family. Last year, we needed to replace a few appliances. Imagine my surprise when I learned that some places are banning gas stoves. Now, new government auto mandates mean we could pay thousands more for our next vehicle. We need more energy and more choices, not fewer. Learn more at energycitizens.org.
Paid for by the American Petroleum Institute.
At Baths R Us, we're terrible roofers. We stink at installing siding. And don't ever call us for your kitchen remodel. But if you want a stunning, beautiful bathroom makeover in just 2 or 3 days, now that's when you want to call us. See, unlike most contractors these days, we offer only one service, bathroom remodeling. We don't spread ourselves thin by doing roofing or siding and a bunch of other stuff. Nope. At Baths R Us, we dedicate every company resource into mastering the craft of bath transformations. It's why we're the Midwest's biggest 5-star family-owned bathroom company. And it's why we have the happiest customers. Just check out our Google reviews. Baths R Us. We're terrible roofers, but we're awesome bathroom remodelers. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, loan to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Baseball Learning Center is a Pittsburgh-based nonprofit organization that helps at-risk and disadvantaged people earn their high school diploma, along with various credentials to develop a career pathway through the workforce, higher education, and the U.S. military. Since 2003, Baseball has successfully helped over 25,000 students and their families by providing hope and solutions through a unique mind, body, and spirit approach that reconnects the disconnected while addressing regional workforce needs.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Lots of clouds for the rest of today. Windy at times and much cooler than yesterday with a couple of showers, the high only 53. Tonight, mostly cloudy and chilly with a shower, the low 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Got a pesky drain? Galease Service's $93 clog crusher will clear your main drain or it's free. If Galease can't clear your clogged drain, it's free. Call 412-831-6199. 5-year warranty. Return visit included. PA 10887.
Call Galease.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for the Power of Bowser. Bowser Truck Month continues at Bowser Buick GMC, and our deals are as impressive as our trucks. Get ready for a truck that can handle anything you throw at it. The 2024 GMC Sierra Pro. Right now at Bowser Buick GMC, lease the 24 Sierra Pro for just $369 a month. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Buick GMC today and take advantage of these limited time offers. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to help you find your perfect truck. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $464 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing with approved credit through GM Financial. Offer ends October 31st. Bowser Buick, GMC, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Look, I have never had much access to Bob Casey. None, really. But he's not a bad guy. He's certainly not a horrible person. He's certainly not a felon or a murderer or a rapist or a drug dealer. My God. At some point, I think these negative ads kind of blow up in their faces. I mean, God, it's just gross. I mean, at some point it becomes laughable unless you're the candidate or the electorate, and you end up with this Man, if you buy into this crap about Casey and McCormick, why the hell would you vote for anyone? Jesus. You're better off with a mobster. I mean, if you buy into this crap, I mean, my God. And then these personal attacks in these state rep races, man, these state Senate races that no one ever gave a crap about. And now they're just, she doesn't pay her taxes. He's a bum. He's a liar. Oh, horrible. And then I see that we're going to cross the $1 billion mark in advertising in Pennsylvania. It's disgusting, man. That's putrid. It's nauseating. And I know that media executives are frothing at the mouth and planning summer vacations with their bonuses, and that's all good and well and done. And I'm just so sick of the crap. Man. Obama kind of sort of, from what I'm hearing, we heard from Ron Layton, who's one of my closest friends, and I have Anthony on hold, and he's one of my closest friends, that he kind of stepped in it. Well, let me read this from Ron Layton, who served 4 presidents. Smartest man I know, by far. Quote, black folks, especially men, hate being lectured to. Just saying. So play this, please. This is Obama in Pittsburgh. Any celebrity last week. Listen.
You're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down? That's not acceptable.
There you go. One of my favorite Americans, and I've been friends with him almost 20 years. We're family now. Anthony, good morning.
Thank you.
Well, you tell me, sir. How does that strike you? I sent you this, all this reference over the weekend. You've been digesting this. How does this strike you, sir?
Well, I was fortunate. I'm still a Democrat in good standing, so I got a heads up when he was coming, and I got to talk to some of his advanced people about the pulse of the neighborhood, especially pertaining to black men. Now, you have to understand the older black generation, like myself, look at this race differently than the younger people, the younger males. The younger males, unfortunately, like the bravado of Trump, and they're not focusing in on. I don't buy this nonsense about what the economy was like when he was president. That's not what they more attracted to his bravado and speaking his mind. But older folks like myself, and I'm in the barbershop, who remember civics class, are more concerned about Project 2025 because I've read it. And
so what you're saying is steak versus sizzle, brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of us, but Trump's commercials have been very effective at portraying Kamala Harris as a San Francisco progressive, especially what I hear, and when I'm in the barbershop, when the commercial comes on, the one about transgenders, where she was talking about the surgery for, those are her own words. And I remember in 2019, when she was saying stuff like that, and I remind everybody, that's why she had to drop out so quickly.
So here's why I love you. First of all, your perspective. By the way, for a reminder, this man was in the Black Panthers. So for those who think he doesn't know what he's talking about or doesn't have history or isn't or wasn't engaged, you're high. Second, you have young African-American sons. Are they impressed with Trump's bravado, sir?
No. Because they grew under my tutelage. I tell these folks all the time, look, I grew up in the 50s and 60s and 70s. You had black people who supported George Wallace in Alabama.
Seriously?
We would, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. They voted for George Wallace, and we condemned those. I remember Reverend Jesse Jackson calling them out. So this isn't new. And let's be clear, Trump and Obama, it's personal. Remember, Trump was a birther.
True.
And he's never forgotten that.
Right.
That was humiliating. I worked at the campaign during that time. That was humiliating to call this man not American because he was black.
I'm fascinated by the discussion. So I see these polls, and historically, and you know this, African Americans will vote for a Democratic candidate. I don't care if it's the man on the moon, 97 to 98%. The polls are showing, and I don't know if they're lying or not, 8% of African American males could vote for Trump. Is that true? Is that possible?
I'm sorry. Say the part again. How many?
8% black males could vote. Is that fair? Is that possible?
Yeah. He look. Trump got 15 to 20% in 2020.
Yeah. Of black males, listen, black men.
Yeah, of black voters overall. So yeah, you can look the statistic up. He got between 15 to 20. Yeah, it's been increasing the past 3 times he's run because of certain aspects. Less so, like I said, as I tell people all the time, young people who talk to me, they talk about the economy. I say, listen, if you don't have a constitutional republic, you don't have an economy. Who cares? If a man says, I'm going to suspend the Constitution, I don't want anything to do with them. That's how I'm portraying it. I can't talk about what others portraying it. I'm portraying it on you either love this constitutional republic or you don't. If a man says I am your retribution, I don't want any part of it. How are you even considering a person like that to be president?
Listen to this. Wow. Latest polls show 17% of black voters would vote for former President Trump today, more than twice the number in 2016. What the hell?
I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed.
Wow.
But look, history says no Democrat has won a majority white vote since LBJ in '64. So if as a Democrat, if you don't get the minority vote and has to come out, if Kamala Harris, I'm telling you ahead of time, if Kamala Harris doesn't get 90% out of the black vote, she won't win. Okay? Because I'll give you an example. When they talk about Pennsylvania, you win Pennsylvania, you win the White House. Yeah. John Kerry won Pennsylvania in 2004, but he only got 79% of the black vote, and he didn't win.
Wow.
You can look it up. I don't
so hold on.
Tell you
so you're my man, and I trust you with my life. What's going to happen?
It looks to me, quite honestly, that Trump may win. I can't guarantee it.
And will they win based on blacks turning out for Trump?
It'll be at her that she didn't excite the black vote to get into the 90 percentile, and if she stays in the 70s, it just won't be enough. She can't overcome the advantage that he will have with the majority of white vote.
And the advantage in the black community today is Trump has an advantage, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he's just at the margins, but that's all he wanted. That's how he won in 2016, was to get the margins.
It's amazing. My brother, Anthony, always on it, brother. Thank you.
Okay, brother. You too.
He's an amazing man. I'm telling you, he was a Black Panther. He knows this. Well, you can tell. It's amazing, actually. It's amazing stuff.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
So, literally, we needed 2 new refrigerators. 2 at one time. They both blew out. Guess what? My man Matt and his boys at Voss TV and Appliance delivered them the next day. Insane pricing. Insane service. I'm telling you, man, It's the best family-owned businesses, all major appliances, all great prices, all great service. 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS.
Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store. Visit the store for a free test walk. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, and now open in Morgantown. Good Feet arch supports are proudly made in the USA.
Hi, this is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. My wife Barb and I celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary with a Florida family vacation. The intense August heat prompted me to share a story with my grandkids about working my first job as an assistant golf pro in my early 20s. I earned $2.10 an hour and was thrilled when I found a great pair of work shoes for only $7. They were injection molded plastic. Even the stitching was plastic. I felt like I'd hit the jackpot with those fine looking shoes. That was until I was teaching a golf lesson on a hot summer day when standing on the tee I felt my feet burning up and realized my shoes were literally melting onto the grass. I suddenly realized why they'd been such a bargain. Remembering times like those make me appreciate the journey of my life. At Botkin Family Wealth Management, we're interested in hearing your story because understanding your beginnings is an important part of appreciating what it took to get where you are today. Visit us at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
It's back. That's right. 0% financing is here. Shop the Shorkey Kia Fall Kickoff. Go green in a new 24 Kia EV6 or EV9. Both available with low 0% financing. Offering great price, value, and warranty is what we do. Your deal, your way. What a great day. PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, ShorkeyKia.com. With approved credit, not all buyers will qualify. May require financing through Kia Motors Finance. Based on December 2023 sales volume in Pennsylvania. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires 10/31/24.
Have you ever thought about joining a credit union? There are plenty of great benefits and perks. Hi, it's Dan Zangrilli. Some think that you have to be part of a club or know someone to get in. Not the case. At Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union, you simply need to live, work, or worship in Allegheny, Butler, or Beaver counties, and you're eligible to join for just $5. Unlock the great rewards of a credit union. Shape your future with Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA. Visit AllegiantFCU.org to get started today.
If you're experiencing low energy, brain fog, or bloating, then your body might need a detox. Active Liver from New Nordic makes it easy to help your liver to detox your body all year long without major changes to your diet or lifestyle.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I'm fascinated by that information. Nancy's always right. Has great insight, great wisdom about politics and about Pittsburgh, and that's what he's hearing. I'm fascinated by it. I'm also curious. I'm going to ask a question here because I'm actually confounded by this. Who the hell is undecided at this point? Honestly, what the hell are you waiting for, man? Jesus or Santa Claus? The Easter Bunny? Test results? The lottery? I don't know. Anyone? I want to hear from someone out there who's undecided. 866-391-1020. Undecided. Someone who's undecided. Someone please tell me who's undecided. Someone. 866-391-1020. $866-391-1020. I'm curious about this. We read, and the polls say it's a dead heat. The national polls, they have them like 50 to 49 or 49-50. It's in all the swing states, same thing. It's actually fascinating that they end up in Erie. All the jokes that have been made about Erie, Pennsylvania's mistake on the lake, dreary Erie, you've heard them. I'm not picking on Erie. It's actually beautiful. I was up there several times for soccer meets for my daughter, Chloe. And I love it. It's actually very pretty. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff on the lake. And it turns out that, according to a lot of data, believe this or not, this election could come down to Erie. Erie, Pennsylvania. That's why they're all there. Why the hell else would they be? Not trying to be rude, but why the hell else would they be in Erie? Why would they be in Pittsburgh? It ain't Paris. I'm just, it's not Rome. It's not New York. It's not L.A. Not Chicago. Blah, blah, blah. It's not Miami. It's my home. I love it. I would die for it. I would die here. And I will die here, living here. I love it here. It's my life and my family. But I'm curious. It's the epicenter of political decision-making in America. Is it weird? It's a little weird, quite frankly. A couple things that I do find fascinating about the vote. And Ron didn't say it, but it's true. There's something about Trump that appeals to men. And it's just true. And there's something about Trump that doesn't appeal to women. And it's just true. And we had my daughter on. Was it Friday? Because she had been to the Obama speech on campus at Pitt. And she also sent me video the other day of a Trump supporter, a social media guru, a young kid on Pitt's campus. It was all men. It's actually fascinating. I know a significant number of men who support Trump. Some publicly, others not so publicly because they're afraid, and I get that too. At the end of the day, it's the Great Divide isn't as much, which is actually ironic here. The Great Divide isn't as much a black and white issue now. It's a male-female issue in this particular race. Men are enamored with the Trump thing. All my union boys say the same thing. Hey, name them. Truckers, Trump. I'm just keeping it real. And again, vast generalization, but their polling shows it to be true. Cops, Trump. Firefighters, Trump. The men. I'm just telling you. I'm not picking a side here. I'm just telling you the truth. Bricklayers, Teamsters, Trump, Trump, Trump. They've done polling, man. And, we've had this discussion where the union guys have gone and said, hey, you've been better off with Biden in terms of contracts and that sort of thing. They don't care. According to their polling, Trump, Trump, Trump. And so I guess I shouldn't be shocked by the number of African-American black males supporting Trump. Historically, look at the numbers. Historically, black men and women vote for the Democratic candidate at a clip of 96% plus in a presidential race. And you can't complain that blacks don't turn out during presidential races. Non-presidential races, Philadelphia, single-digit turnout. It's a fact. This race, it'll be in the high 60s, low 70s. It's that dramatic. I have found it fascinating to watch so many men that I know personally, my good friends, that are Trump zealots. Family members, close friends, relatives, business owners, big shots, big players. So this whole narrative that they're all dummies, no. And it's clear as day, a significant number of women that I know personally, very successful, very active in the community, would never, ever vote for Trump. Men versus women, black versus white, not so much, what we're being told. Still, holding out for one caller who's undecided. 866-391-1020. Fascinating.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. and I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100. 800-290-7100.
We all want more. More laughs. More hangouts. More, this is the best takeout ever. Excuse me. But if you're 75 or older or 60 or older with certain health conditions, you've also got more risk of getting seriously sick from RSV. But an RSV vaccine lowers your risk, so you can keep doing more of the stuff you love.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Risk less, do more. Get started at vaccines.gov.
Celebrate the spooky season with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 and take $75 off your air duct cleaning. Book online at ZeroResPGH.com and take advantage of these huge savings. Spell it backwards or forward. It spells the same. Zero Res!
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 48 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Both the Republican and Democratic Party nominees for president and vice president are visiting Pittsburgh this week as well as next. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
Vice President Kamala Harris will hold a campaign rally in Erie this evening. U.S. Senator John Fetterman will campaign with Harris at Erie Insurance Arena from 5 to 9 p.m. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz will campaign Tuesday afternoon in Lawrence and Butler counties before a campaign rally in Pittsburgh. The location has not been made public. It will be the third visit by Walz in western Pennsylvania. Former President Donald Trump is planning a rally next week in Allegheny County. Specifics have yet to be released. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
A man was in critical condition after being struck by a vehicle this morning in Penn Hills. 911 was notified around 6:30 of the incident near Frankstown Road at Overbrook Drive. First responders took the victim to the hospital. The driver did remain on scene. The grieving brother of a missing Armstrong County man found dead over the weekend endured more than 2 weeks of waiting.
Like a nightmare. It don't go away.
That's Mark Kimberly with KDKA Radio's Marty Griffin. 56-year-old David Kimberly left his Plum Creek Township home on September 23rd, was reported missing 5 days later. David was found shot to death in Jefferson County this weekend.
When it broke on the news yesterday, I was on the way to see my mom, and I had to call her and tell her to turn off the TV and the radio.
State police say 33-year-old Cody Weiland has confessed and is facing first-degree murder and other charges. Mark Kimberly said an initial lack of interest from law enforcement in his brother's whereabouts was unbelievable. Police told him at first his brother was in Mexico. A new immersive light display is coming to Mellon Square for the holiday season. The Pittsburgh Parks Conservancy says the new display called Aurora will open for Light Up Night on Saturday, November 23rd. The 25-foot display will feature hundreds of diamond-shaped panels that change colors as the wind blows or people touch them. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 175 points, the NASDAQ up 158. The S&P 500 is up 41. KDKA Radio News Time is 1:32. Our next update at 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for the Power of Bowser. Bowser Truck Month continues at Bowser Buick GMC, and our deals are as impressive as our trucks. Get ready for a truck that can handle anything you throw at it. The 2024 GMC Sierra Pro. Right now at Bowser Buick GMC, lease the 24 Sierra Pro for just $369 a month. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Buick GMC today and take advantage of these limited time offers. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to help you find your perfect truck. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $464 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. With approved credit through GM Financial. Offer ends October 31st. Bowser Buick, GMC, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
You know what? Yeah, Oakmont Bakery. Pink. Eat pink. Purvisal pink. Pink ribbon donuts. Pink thumb. I love this stuff. Pink sugar cookies. A portion of the proceeds will donate it to the Susan B. Komen Cure for Cancer Foundation. Election cookies. Oh, yeah. Trump's way ahead. And the candidate everyone loves, the Oakmont Bakery Presidential Punchki. Love it. And I love Oakmont Bakery. Check it out.
It's happening here in Pennsylvania. Sanctuary cities are releasing violent illegal immigrants onto our streets with the help of Bob Casey. Casey voted repeatedly to fund these dangerous sanctuary cities. Casey's policy let more illegals, more criminals loose in our neighborhoods, making our families less safe. Worse, instead of deporting criminal illegals, Casey voted to give them amnesty. Casey's amnesty would give illegal immigrants your Social Security and Medicare. That's right. Casey would give your benefits to illegals, but he'd also make you pay more. Casey voted for higher taxes on seniors' Social Security benefits. Seniors can't afford higher taxes? Bob Casey, taxing you to pay illegals. It's just another Casey con job. It's time for a change. It's time to fire Bob Casey. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SenateLeadershipFund.org.
I'm with Rocco Florio of AirPro Heating and Cooling, a trusted HVAC company that carries quality Bryant products and serves the entire Pittsburgh area. Rocco, what's up on prices for furnaces and air conditioning equipment?
Larry, it's best for people to purchase now, as equipment prices are going up in the coming months. AirPro takes pride in our prices. We are lower than the competition and provide financing options and long warranties.
Call AirPro Heating and Cooling today at 800-749-0642. Bryant, whatever it takes.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will be mostly cloudy, blustery, and much cooler than recent days with a couple of showers and a high just 53. Mostly cloudy tonight with a passing shower and a low of 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1. Those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2, we now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3,
when can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
Anyone undecided? I put a little poll on Twitter a little while ago. Several hundred folks have voted. Excuse me. But again, Twitter's a little more conservative than you would expect or think. 90%. Only 10% on this. I think it's a high number. I mean, I do know some people will be like, they'll be in there at the polling place in the booth doing an eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I think, that day. I don't try to understand the Trump dynamic. I think it's a macho thing. I think guys think he's kind of cool. I think the young boys think he is. He's kind of like this big, tough guy they like. I think that's what I hear from my daughters and my son in terms of why do men and boys like Trump. But this crap that all idiots like Trump, it's just not true. It just isn't. Probably the smartest man of this generation, Elon Musk, insane brilliance, is obsessed with Trump. Fantastic piece in the paper, Post-Gazette this weekend about he's in some friggin' cave in Pittsburgh, has a war room. They've never seen him like this unless he's obsessed with an electric vehicle or landing on Mars. And they say that he's put in at least $500 million of his own money to Trump. Cuban's not a whole lot different. I don't know how much money he is, but he's 24/7, around the clock, going after Trump, going after him. Yeah, we're supposed to have Mark tomorrow live, Mark Cuban. Live. We'll see. But Cuban has committed his entire life. I've never seen Mark Cuban like this. And I mean, I sent him a text last night. I go back more than 20 years with him. And I interviewed him a lot in Dallas. I played wiffle ball in his 37,000 square foot bachelor pad before he was married. In the dining area with no furniture. Seriously. He had Don Henley sing at his birthday party. He's a player. He's a cool guy. Now he's a family guy, deeply committed to Dallas and the region. But he is obsessed with taking down Trump, honestly. And on the other side is the other titan, is Elon Musk, trying to take down Kamala Harris. By the way, I was mentioning what's the name of his robot? Is it Romulus? What the hell is it called?
Optimus.
Optimus. Oh, my gosh. If you get a chance, just go on YouTube and search Optimus videos. It's freaky. It's weird. It's cool. He released a video, I don't know, last night. First of all, that video of his rocket cylinder landing in that bracket, have you seen this? Whoo! It's amazing. So, look, you might think he's an idiot and he's crazy. That's fine for you, but I thought about this last night, Patrick, and I read a lot about, because when I was young, I don't know why, I was kind of obsessed with, not Elvis, I was obsessed with Howard Hughes. Kind of a similar, kind of eccentric, right?
Yeah, there is that eccentric vibe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He had all the women and movie stars, and he was very flamboyant, yet then he became reclusive and bizarre. And
well, the really big brains always seem to be a little awkward in some way.
Yes. Thus, my awkwardness. My massive brain gets in the way sometimes. So, my point is, we're supposed to have a Cuban tomorrow. I do not know the time right now, but he's supposedly, Elon's supposedly in some cave in Pittsburgh, set up to try and defeat Kamala Harris. It's actually amazing. Undecideds, 866-391-1020. I'd like to talk to one undecided. I just can't believe at this point. Unless you're living in a cave somewhere, man. And you've been in solitary confinement. I don't know, man. I would think, but the other thing is, Bob Casey is not as bad as these. Look, I like Dave McCormick, actually, as you probably know. I've had him on here a dozen times. He's a very cool guy, but Bob Casey isn't this dark, evil, sinister guy that we're... Oh, no, it's just... They're crossing the line now, man. It's getting... You know that it's tight, and they're desperate when these spots really get ugly. Let me see if Cynthia... I don't know why that won't come up. There she is. Hi, Cynthia.
Hey, how you doing?
Cynthia was always a regular from Florida.
Yeah,
Are you undecided?
I've been away. Oh, no, I'm voting for Jill Stein.
For who?
Yeah, I can't. Jill Stein.
Why?
Because I cannot tolerate either candidate. I'm not doing it again.
So what's the point of voting at all? I'm not trying to be a jerk, but
because I still have a vote, so my voice will matter to me.
Plus, you probably have local stuff too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we got good school board candidates now. Not the nuts. Moms for Liberty or lack of liberty. We have somebody down that's trying to privatize a very great public hospital. We're going to prevent them in November. I'm voting for those issues. But you had a person on earlier about recruitment down.
Yeah,
I know somebody
major in the Marines
who suffers from but I know somebody who suffers from PTSD. He went to war based on lies in Iraq, killed a family in a vehicle with the tank they were in. Right. They were ordered not to stop. This is why people aren't going to
hold on. And I'm not arguing that didn't happen because it does. But, my dear, we can go back to World War I if you want to talk about atrocities. And they still volunteered in record numbers in World War II. And so to suggest that it's now because of atrocities, no. Back in the day, those
no,
guys came back. They volunteered for World War II when they were 17.
They had a reason. The Nazis needed to be stopped.
Yeah, but how do you know? You weren't alive then. You don't know the rhetoric back then.
I know the history. I know the history.
There was just as much Holocaust back then as there is now. There was just as much PTSD then as there is now.
And that's why the Nazis had to be stopped, and that's why people enlisted.
Yeah, but the point...
The Holocaust is perpetrated on the Palestinians right now. And
so you're one of those. So now you think of the Palestinians are the victims. The horrors of October 7th.
Absolutely, they're the victims. Absolutely, they're the victims.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you for joining me. Moving on. To suggest that military folks are just now experiencing PTSD is a flat-out bald-faced, and it's bald-faced, not bold-faced, lie. And to suggest that the Palestinians who crossed into Israel and raped and burned and murdered and lit on fire children, they ain't the victims. My man Phil, you'll be the last word today, brother.
I just want to say this. I'm glad you're doing well.
Hold on. I got to ask you this before you get to Musk. You heard the narrative that black men are voting for Trump in record numbers. Is that true?
No, that's not true.
It's not true?
That's a myth. No, come on, man. He called NFL players SOBs. Come on, get real.
So the research is lies.
The research is lying, and it all depends on where they're polling at. You know, you got to remember a lot of these guys, they're not even going to answer a poll because they don't want to be intruded on.
No, that's true.
Because you answer a poll, if you answer a poll, Marty, you get 10 more polls. These guys ain't going for that.
They're not. All right, go ahead about Musk. I apologize. Go ahead.
So anyway, ever since Musk has teamed up with Donald Trump, he's become a loser himself. X is down what?
No,
60,
man,
80%.
he's not a loser. He's a brilliant guy with an insanely brilliant mind. And a guy worth that much money, my man, doesn't care about the stock market, to be honest. He cares about making a difference and changing technology. And he's still the smartest man, the smartest mind of our generation, regardless of who he supports politically. Love you, my man. Love you and appreciate you.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
You want the best. UPMC Health Plan is ranked #1 in member satisfaction among commercial plans in Pennsylvania by J.D. Power. With UPMC Health Plan, you get access to UPMC doctors and hospitals, local community care, and a national network for travel outside the UPMC service area. Plus 24/7 access to virtual urgent care services through UPMC Anywhere Care. When you're given a choice for health insurance, choose the best. Choose UPMC Health Plan. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Halloween sales happening now at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville. But don't worry, there's absolutely no tricks. Panda only dishes out treats at Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville, like monster savings on new Toyotas with the Panda price and a sweet lifetime powertrain warranty at no charge. So don't miss the Halloween sale. Hurry in and shop one of the largest new Tacoma and Tundra selections in Western PA. Only at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville.
See dealer for details.
This is a commercial for California Psychics, America's most trusted psychic network. So, if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. No, really, this is it. You won't see your soulmate's face in the clouds or your career path mapped out in your cappuccino foam. This really is it. We could add some dramatic sound effects if you'd like. So what you waiting for? Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
Tootie Mechanical Systems, Pittsburgh's HVAC, plumbing, and electric leaders, is a family business that I truly admire. The Tootie culture is built on ethics, service, and making a difference in our community. Tootie Mechanical Systems, they're the people you want working in your home. Look, there have been so many tornadoes. We've seen more tornadoes than in decades. Here's the deal. With branches down, trees down, when you need emergency service, when you need somebody that's going to take care of business with your trees, with your branches, with the damage, you got to call Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best in the game. They're there with the professionals, with the equipment, with the training. Amazing service. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1. And literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get a $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for a second. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Go between the hash marks and get your football fix every Thursday evening at 6 with the Bowser Chevrolet Quest for the Best High School Football Show live from Dave & Buster's. Dan Zangrilli and the Dean of High School Sports, Mike White, break it all down. It's powered by Bowser Chevrolet and brought to you by Diulis Law. Only on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Veteran healthcare executive Mary Beth L. Jenkins has been named president and CEO of UPMC Health Plan and executive vice president of UPMC. Jenkins, who has been with UPMC since 1998, succeeds Diane P. Holder, who announced earlier this year she'd retire from the insurance services division that she grew into one of the biggest in Pennsylvania. Jenkins will take over on January 1st after Holder's departure at the end of December. Also, the board of the Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh voted to approve measures to move forward on the sale of the John P. Robbins Civic Building downtown to Action Housing to make way for an affordable housing conversion. The board vote calls for the URA to sell the historically designated office building at 200 Ross Street to the nonprofit affordable housing development firm for $3.975 million. Action's plan calls for the building out of a total of 68 studio, 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments in the 13th-story building, offering at rents affordable to those of incomes of 50 to 80% of median income, with the second and third floors to be used for office space for nonprofit affordable housing firms. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So we found this restaurant. What's it called, Patrick? Viva La
Vida.
It's in Fox Chapel. I lived in Dallas, Los Angeles for 10 years, so Tex-Mex out the wazoo. It's the best Tex-Mex I've had since Texas. So we loved it. We went twice, and then we tried to go Friday night. There was a line out the door into the street. My point is, if you find a good restaurant, don't tell anyone.
Right.
Just keep it to yourself. You know what I'm saying, Colin?
I do, but you're the one that was talking about it on the air the other day.
I take it back now.
I mean, that's your own fault. It's like a Yogi Berra thing. It's too crowded. I don't go there anymore.
It's really good.
One of those things. It's right in the shopping center, right?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, I know where it is.
It's right next to what's the Italian joint? Alta something?
Yeah, around the corner from Alta Via.
Where Franco's used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Alta, whatever it is.
Alta Via.
Very expensive.
Right, around the corner from there, on the other side of
$270 for pasta. Come on, man.
Well, there you go. Well, people aren't going to go there now.
Viva La
per
Vicia,
your recommendation.
Viva La Vicia, whatever.
Yes.
And, Colin, one of the last Baskin-Robbins.
Yes, right across the street.
Patrick's son works there.
Oh, yeah, 31 flavors.
Absolutely. He was there 1 to 5 yesterday.
He was. Grinding it out.
This weekend.
Nobody beats Baskin-Robbins ice cream cake.
Oh, delicious.
It's incredible. It is. Here's the key, though.
Delicious.
I don't eat a lot of sweets, but a ice cream cake, I'll eat the whole freaking thing.
Whoa.
You gotta put it out for about 25, 30 minutes on your kitchen island.
Yeah.
And you have to run the knife under steaming hot water.
Little tip.
And it cuts through it. Ice cream cake is the greatest thing since Galifte's pies.
Oh, delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Delicious.
Galifte's
I know,
pies.
in that store, they design them, and they do custom ice cream cakes there.
Oh, yeah. Like a beer mug, or they're all.
They did a dinosaur for someone a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Marty, how about your Pitt Panthers? They got the best kicker in the country.
Whoa, that was weird. That young kid, 58 yards, brother.
And it would have been good from 67. How about the guy who had to ride home the cow after he missed it? He's
Hold
from
on.
South Fayette, isn't
My
he?
man knows. Yes, he knows sports. Colin knows it so well. And having known some kids that played college ball, that kid. No one talked to him on the flight home.
It had to be tough. But here's the deal. He's going to go back to Berkeley, and he'll forget about it when he walks out of there and he has a job for $640,000.
It was weird, though, how bad that kick was.
It was terrible. It was almost like he said, I'm going to try to kick this as bad as I can.
It reminded me of the Pat McAfee thing on ESPN where they give away the money now.
It was terrible.
Horrible.
But Saul's kick, Pitt's I mean, it was from 58. And if you would have just been watching it and said it's from 35, it was like he crushed it.
And the stadium record's 59?
We're watching right now the best kicker in the University of Pittsburgh's history and the best kicker in Pittsburgh Steelers history.
Wow.
Right now. Both guys are. Boswell and this Sauls.
So he'll get drafted.
They draft kickers generally in the later rounds, but he'll get drafted, yeah.
Yeah. It's exciting.
He buries the ball. He hits it
exciting to
so
see them
hard.
win, man.
They got to keep the quarterback. In this vagabond day of
you're right.
college football, somebody offers him millions and bazillions. What do you do? Did you read the story in the Post-Gazette on Heather Lyke yesterday?
I did.
Very good story. And it's this
Can't raise money.
No, the NIL has it's further the divide between the haves and the have-nots.
So true.
It's just it's made it.
And so that piece, and I'd heard this, and I'm guessing you had, doesn't come down to her brilliance anymore. Can't raise money, get the hell out.
That's why you almost need two athletic directors. You need one to make sure everybody's eligible, facilities, all that kind of stuff. Then you need a fundraiser athletic director.
I was kind of annoyed that they said this new facility is not for money-making sports. So what? They're trying to make the university better for kids.
Right.
But she couldn't raise the money to build it.
It's just, I don't know. It's gone the way of being interesting.
Reasonable.
How about your guy, the Gov, was taking out the trash?
Love him. He's very charming.
Elon. Oh, he's incredible. If you take the 4 people now running for the highest offices and you infused him in and said, pick one of these 5 to be president, I may pick him.
And that's why I was told she didn't pick him.
She can't be second fiddle.
In his shadow.
No, not a chance. She can't be second. It's why Mike Tomlin never has high-profile assistant coaches.
Wow, that's a great observation. Colin Dunlap is next.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small frosty